What is your American dream?
American dreams. Buy a house. I think that's it. Just buy a house.
I have American dream about my child and everybody's child. They got the better education, better environment. We want to live peacefully in America, whatever we are now. We don't want any difference between each other.
American dream is just to be happy and have money for my family and for my friends.
My American dream is to be happy.
American dream? I don't know. No war. Peace.
I guess my American dream would be that we could all celebrate our individuality, our cultures and everything, but also be more united, more connected as a whole, instead of having all these differences that, corrode us. And yeah, that would be my dream.
I dream of a world where everybody recognizes that we can be whoever we want to be, and I feel like that's the great thing about America.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam!
Hey, Sam, I'm trying to eat. Where'd you come from?
I heard you were getting Jamaican food in Harlem, so I burrowed up here, and here I am. Am I late? It looks
Yes.
like you guys have already been eating, and
Yeah.
I was really, really salivating thinking about the delicious Jamaican food that Dax eats.
Sam, I've been here an hour and a half.
Oh.
We're going to leave now.
Oh no, well it takes me a while because I'm burrowing.
Well, why don't you just ask them to come along?
Well, I don't know, I heard late, and I just
Come
figured.
on, Sam.
Anyway,
Sam,
what are you eating? It
Sam,
looks delicious.
Sam, you don't eat Jamaican food. You just eat pretzels and sticks.
I'm a vegetarian.
Right,
My mac and cheese looks like it's up my alley.
No, you can't eat the mac and cheese. You're gonna get sick.
Do they have any jerk pretzels here?
No jerk pretzels.
No jerk pretzels.
Just but really good jerk chicken.
That jerk pretzel doesn't sound bad, and I'll let you be the first to try it out.
Oh,
You
yes.
better taste,
Oh my
okay?
God, I have a new job. I'll be taste tester for jerk pretzels. I love it.
Yes.
Jerk pretzels?
Jerk pretzels, delicious. That would be amazing. We can start our whole other new business. And by the way, we went to the Jerk Festival last year. We're going to go this year too. You should come too.
Give me the info when you're on your time, and then I'll see how it could work.
Okay, I'm going to go check out all the food. I'll be back. Enjoy. Oh, well, lunch can be overrated anyway. I'd rather go straight to dessert. That's me. Groundhog Sam loves his sweets. I see some delicious cakes over there. Oh my goodness, it's fruitcake everywhere. This is what we all need, a little dessert in our lives. Forget the Brad challenge, that was ridiculous. Brad didn't really lose any weight anyway. I guess we're not helping him, right? This kind of thing, but oh my God, I cannot wait to devour this. This looks delicious. This was worth the entire trip uptown. I should really come up here more often. It's great up here. You know what it is? It's lit. Okay, well, before I dive into this delicious looking piece of fruitcake, did you miss yesterday's episode of Brad Show Live? Well, in case you did, Brad answered tons and tons and tons of immigration questions again. And then Vanessa Contreras, our newest Brad Show Live correspondent, went to Citi Field in Queens and attended the World's Fair. There were hundreds of people there, all showcasing their different cultures from around the world right in New York. Amazing. Now is the time that you have all been waiting for. It is time for Brad Show Live, starring Brad Bernstein with co-host Belgium Kim. Enjoy, just like I'm about to do, because I'm about to eat this delicious piece of cake. Oh my goodness. Oh, my taste buds have come alive. Thank you, Dale. Thank you, Daps Eats. This is delicious.
Welcome, everybody. It is Tuesday, June 4th, 2019. I had a brain freeze there. Belgium Kim, how are you?
I'm doing well.
And Jonathan Yo Elias is absent from class today.
I got no one once again.
He
beside
is
me.
what?
Yeah.
That's right. He is absent from class.
Unbelievable.
He will be detention tomorrow for Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias.
Detention. What does Bradshaw Live detention look like, Brad?
I don't know, but my son missed class and he got detention last week. The last week of school for missing class.
You get detention for missing the last week
of
school?
Yeah, they do that to you in schools
That's
now.
a little extra.
Yeah, so he had to do detention. So I think Jonathan has to do some detention. Like him and Groundhog Sam have to like do something together.
Ooh.
That would be like the detention or something. I don't know. We got to figure it out.
He enjoys Groundhog Sam far too much for that to be a punishment.
Yes. All right. We'll figure it out. I got to say hello to Jessica Leamy, Joelle, Angela Barrett. How are you? Myrtle Ray, squat up. Kerry Harriet has a question. We're going to get to it in a few minutes. Lisa Bling Rose said she was on the wrong live, but now she's on the right live. And by the way, we had a technical difficulty. So if you're on the wrong live and you are hearing my voice right now, that means you're on the correct live. We had to restart our show again because we had an issue with something that a couple of people know as YouTube. But eventually we got it all figured out. We're both on YouTube and Facebook. Jasmine McDonald, how are you? First Lady Hewitt. And who else is watching? Karen Russell Clark.
Woo woo.
Woo woo.
I think she's new.
She knew Karen Russell Clark?
Karen Russell Clark. I don't think I'm aware of Karen Russell Clark.
Myrtle Ray, how are you? Mary Drive. And by the way, then let's say hello to
Karen Russell
Clark.
Hello, Karen.
Mary Drive has a question we'll get to in a little bit. Marcia McCullough, Jessica Leamy, Joelle, better known as Just Call Me Joelle.
Right.
But
we won't.
Nikita Grovey, how are you? Unique Bennett Higgins. And on YouTube, Devin Dixon, Christopher Lowe, Lisa. Just Lisa.
Just Lisa.
Just Lisa.
I like that. I like a woman who's simple. She knows.
Nothing else. Carol the Tiger. Carol, the Top Cat Tigress 2 Anderson. Or I'm so used to calling her Carol the Tiger that I'm getting her name wrong on YouTube.
That's how you know you're a real one, Brad.
Yeah, Zachary E. He's new. Zachary E. He says, "Hi guys, I'm having fun watching your show." Zachary E.
Well, thank you. Join the fun, Zachary.
I like when a man comes on and says, "Hi guys, I love watching your show," because it's mostly females. Although I love females.
We do have, but that's true. We got a lot of female fans out there.
Yes, I love females.
You do?
I do.
Right.
I'm that type of guy.
You're just that kind of guy.
But I like when a man says something also.
It's nice to know that we're reaching different
That's
audiences.
Right. Back it up, Ricky.
Back it up, Ricky. He's a guy.
He's a guy. Sexy Shan Myers, female. Rococo Chocolat, female. GT, I have no idea. He has a question or she has a question. We'll get back in a little bit. Cece Mitchell says, "Squat up, family." Female.
I feel like we really traumatized Princess Black here for a second.
Why?
She said, "I almost cried when I saw the show said offline. Please do not do that to me again." We did it.
Right. Ready? It's like, psych. No. You know?
And goodbye.
We just want to screw with everybody. Hey, Bradshaw Larson. What? What happened? Sophia McNabb, how are you? Julianne Robinson. Pippum Vids. Pippum Vids. Is that my right? Am I saying this name right? Pippum.
I don't know. Pipoom. I think it's Pippum.
Pipum.
I really don't want that to be the
Pipum. Pipum says, "Keep up the good work, Brad." Mikey's has a question. We'll get Tally. What? Princess Black. Oh, I see her comment now.
Yeah.
Sean Uber saying hello. Tyreek Legacy TV. Brad, the ladies' favorite.
That's true. You are.
In which universe am I the ladies' favorite?
Excuse me.
In this universe?
I was gonna say in this one.
Because I don't know that I'm the ladies' favorite in any other universe.
I was gonna say we have comments of the day every day talking about how you're the favorite of every lady up in here, Brad.
Really?
Yeah.
I got to start reading these comments more closely then.
Donna Lee just
build
said,
my
"I love
ego
this
up
show."
a little bit.
This will be a great ego boost.
Would
the
it
Brad
be?
Squad is an amazing ego
Yeah,
booster.
you know what? Next time I feel like my ego needs a boost, I'll just go back to the June 4th, 2019 show and read the comments. I'll feel better about myself.
I think that you absolutely would.
Yes, I think I will.
In a fight with a significant other, you could even be like, "See, I'm not so bad. Look at all these
Right.
people talking about how awesome I am."
And by the way, we also have a new person here, a new squad member, perhaps.
Oh, yeah?
She's it's Ashley, New York's finest. She's not boastful in any way, shape, or form. Ashley is New York finest. She doesn't really
Damn,
think
girl.
much of her.
Damn, girl. That's a
She
city
is
of
the
many
finest.
many millions of people.
Well, New York's finest would be. Oh no, is a police officer.
Is a police
correct.
officer.
Right,
That's a good point. Maybe
Very
she
good.
is a
Maybe
police
she is.
officer.
We don't know. Sumit, Roddy, how are you? Ruth, and Marlon, and everybody else I didn't get a chance to say hello to. Hello. And by the way, you know who I didn't say hello to, but who's in the Brad Squad Spotlight of the day? I hope she's watching.
Tell me.
I didn't see her, but she's in the Brad Squad Spotlight of the day. Our Brad Squad Spotlight is Anna Nicole. You know who Anna Nicole? You know what her real name is? Anna Nicole's real name is Ann Wilby.
Ooh.
Yes. Shockingly, she was born and raised in Jamaica. You wouldn't think that anybody from Jamaica watches our show.
You would never know.
Never know in a million years. And she immigrated to the United States as an adult. She has a degree in diagnostic radiography. What is diagnostic radiography? That's something obviously reading some sort of X-ray or CAT
yeah.
scan or something from the University Hospital of the West Indies. And now she works as a CNA at an assisted living facility in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. She is studying to be a radiological technologist. That would be the person who comes into the X-ray room,
Right.
gives you the little thing to wear around your waist,
Right.
so you don't fry your balls,
Yes.
then walks out of the room, presses the button,
Yeah.
you get fried anyway, and then walks back in and she goes, "You're done."
Yeah. But,
Right? That would be her job, right?
But the family jewels are saved.
The family jewels are
All
saved.
thanks to Anna
That's
Nicole.
right. She has one boy, and she's a grandmother of a 3-year-old girl.
Oh, my, look at her.
So let me tell you something.
my
She doesn't have a
God.
boy. She's got a man then, right?
I mean,
Because a
at
boy would
one
be like a
point-
5-8-year-old.
Yeah, she has a man.
She's got a man.
Like,
She's the mother of a man.
She's the mother of a man.
She's
yeah.
the mother of a man who has a child who's 3 years old. She considers herself a simple and easygoing people person who loves helping. There she is. There's my Anna Nicole. I wasn't looking up at the pictures. I was reading the
Oh
card.
man, no, you're
Yeah,
missing all the good stuff.
There she
Look
is.
at her.
Oh, she's ready to go out for the evening there, my Anna Nicole. Woo, look at her.
girl.
So in her spare time,
Yes.
she likes reading,
Yes.
surfing the internet,
Yep.
watching game shows, and listening to music. I wonder if she was watching Jeopardy. That's been like all over the news.
That's been a thing.
Yeah. And being home, she is happy being at home.
Oh, I get that.
She found out about the show from Grandma, Marge Higgs, and the show is special to her because we helped her with her immigration questions and issues in the past and allowed her to be knowledgeable about immigration matters. Anna Nicole in the Brad Squad Spotlight. Let's
Yes.
race through her pictures very quickly. What do we got? Let me look quickly. There she is in her beautiful red dress, in her great. Oh, she's going out every night.
Yes, she is.
She's got a different outfit for every night of the week.
Anna Nicole stays looking fly.
That's well, yeah, very good. All right, so there it is. I love this. This is one of my favorite segments of the show. I say it all the time because we get to find out about people. I don't know anything about Anna Nicole before that.
I really
and I didn't even know how she got to our show.
I know. I love that Glamour put her on.
Yes.
That's how you know that sharing works,
That's
family.
right.
Now Anna Nicole is part of the family, and that's all thanks to sharing.
All right, so before we get into schmoozing and what's going on in the news, I'm interested to find out what's going on in the news too. I was seeing clients all day, so I actually don't know anything about what's going on in the news,
No
but I
clue.
have it here in my hand. We'll find out in 30 seconds, but Belgium Kim, why don't you tell everybody what to do to share this program so we can help as many people as we can.
Okay, family, the first thing that our Facebook crowd needs to do is make sure that you guys are following and liking our page. Make sure to click that follow button and that little bell right beside it that gives you a notification every single time we go live, because sometimes we have technical problems, so we don't go live on time. Also, make sure that you are dropping us all of your comments and all of your thoughts and feelings right in the comments. Tell us everything you're thinking and feeling because we want to know, and you may get featured in our comments of the day later on, or we may interact with you on the spot. And make sure that you are sharing the show. It is one of the most important things that you can do for us. The way that you do that is hit that share button on your screen right now. It's that little arrow, and you're gonna send it as a private message into other people's inboxes. Slide right in those DMs, family. Or you can start a watch party, which will send a notification out to all of your friends and create a separate text box for you guys to talk in. So delightful. But let them know to like and subscribe to the show. On YouTube, make sure that you guys have liked and subscribed to the page as well. You want to hit that little bell, you want to hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss a second of Brad's Show Live. Also, make sure that you're leaving comments telling us how you think and feel. And most importantly on YouTube, hit that share button too. Copy the link and send it to anyone you think might need some free immigration advice. Hint, hint, spoiler alert, it's everyone you know. Okay, and now for the time that you have absolutely been waiting for, we're gonna be schmoozing with Brad.
So today, Belgium Kim, is the end of Eid al-Fitr.
Yes.
Eid al-Fitr. I think, did I pronounce that correctly?
According to the YouTube pronunciation
Yes.
we pulled up seconds ago, yes, you did, Brad.
It is the last day of Ramadan.
Yeah.
And this is what you need to know about it.
Tell me.
I don't know much about it,
I got
so we're
nothing.
all going to find out about it together.
Thank you.
As Muslims around the world bid farewell to Ramadan, they also prepare for Eid al-Fitr, which is the festival marking the end of the holy month. Now, it's based on the moon, so Eid celebrations will either begin on Tuesday, June 4th, or Wednesday, June 5th, depending on when you see the moon in the sky where you live. Now, in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, and UAE, they started Eid on Tuesday.
Okay.
Whereas in Egypt, Syria, Jordan, Indonesia, Japan, Malaysia, Thailand, Pakistan, and Australia, and others, they don't start till Wednesday.
Oh.
Yes, because the moon is different there. Kind of reminds me of, going back to my 1980s movie memorabilia,
Yeah.
Stripes, when John Candy says, well, now that we're in Germany, the guy on the top bunk has to make the guy on the bottom bunk's bed. But you see, if we were in New York, I mean, we're in the United States,
Right.
it would be the other way around. But so since I'm on the top bed and you're on the bottom, you got to make my bed, you know? Reminds me of that movie. You ever see that movie?
I have not.
You have no idea what I'm talking about?
Do
you have any idea what I'm? Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
Not one clue.
It's great. You know who John Candy is,
Of
though.
course I know who John Candy
It was a
is.
stupid movie about with Bill Murray and they joined the army.
Right, they're getting more and
It
more
was just-
obscure, his
yes,
references,
yes,
right, fam? Like,
right.
I'm
There's
not
not a movie in the '80s I never watched.
That's a fact.
Yes, I had a VHS. I had a VHS back then. I had a library of tapes.
You must have been the most popular guy in college.
Well, you know what I did?
Tell me.
All right, because I was a big movie buff. You know, this was before HBO and everything.
Right.
So when you got the VCR, there was no even remote control. It was like a wire that would hang from the VCR, and I would sit on the couch.
Yeah.
And the movies would come on television.
Yeah.
And when the TV commercial would come on, I would press, to record. I would shut.
That's
I would
so
shut. I would
smart.
shut the
recording off.
The recording off. So I had the full movie with about 5 seconds of commercials when I wasn't fast enough.
Just a quick
right
in
when
between.
when I wasn't fast enough.
Wow, Brad,
Yeah.
that was...
Yeah, I was a big movie buff, so that's why I know all this.
You realize that if you
Mm-hmm.
had somehow gotten into coding, you had just invented Netflix, right?
Now, exactly. Now I want you to know, which is very funny. Now as an adult, I'm 50 years. Oh God, I had to say it.
No, you
All right,
said it.
I'm
Don't
40
say it.
years old right now.
Yeah, you are. There
Right,
it
right.
is.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm 50 years old actually. I don't watch many movies anymore.
Yeah, but now
Yeah.
you're like off gallivanting and
I'm a
traveling
gallivanter now.
taking
There's
over the
no
world.
time for movies taking over the world. You think people are taking over the world have time to sit down and watch a movie?
With like 28 consults in one day?
Exactly, that's what I did today.
And 2 hours a show?
So meanwhile, it's going totally off topic here. Eid al-Fitr means the festival of breaking the fast, and it marks the end of the fasting month. So people congratulate one another as they head home from the prayers, and they also give alms to the poor. And on the first day of Eid al-Fitr, voluntary fasting is not allowed, as Muslims are encouraged to feast and celebrate and be happy that Ramadan has come to an end. The most popular greeting in Ramadan. All right, so if you see somebody who celebrates Ramadan, you would say to them, Eid Mubarak.
Okay.
Or Eid Saeed. Eid Mubarak means blessed Eid.
Okay.
Or Eid Saeed says happy end.
Oh, nice.
Happy end.
Happy end.
Happy end.
Eid Saeed.
Eid Saeed. Unfortunately, not so happy.
Not so happy.
ICE has let out a press release today that 3 additional children in the past week have died while in custody. 3 more people have died, they're not children, have died while they were in custody. It was a 40-year-old Honduran woman, died Monday morning. She collapsed 25 minutes after being detained on the border near Eagle Pass, Texas. A 33-year-old Salvadoran man died after experiencing seizures, and that followed the deaths of Joanna Medina on Saturday, a 25-year-old transgender woman from El Salvador who had sought medical treatment for complications related to AIDS and didn't get anything.
Oh my God.
So, in addition to the recent deaths,
right,
at least 6 migrant children have died over the last 8 months after they were arrested after crossing the border from the United States to Mexico. And before that, no children died while in U.S. custody 8 years preceding Donald Trump. Of course. Okay, first of all, children should never die.
Right.
Okay, not because children shouldn't die, but it's like almost medically impossible for a child to die unless they're neglected.
Right, yeah.
Okay, children just don't die. Children don't have heart attacks.
Right.
Okay, children don't die unless they have like a fatal disease.
Right.
These are healthy children when they come in.
Yes.
So it's all due to neglect. All due to neglect. It's terrible.
It is, yeah.
Talking about big babies, Donald Trump is in England, and the protests are ramping up there in London today.
Right.
The Trump baby balloon came out. Do we have a picture of the Trump baby balloon? We have. No, that is not the Trump baby balloon.
Hold on, we'll get there.
That is the robot. That is the Trump robot. And there's also there's Trump baby balloon. There's also an American dinosaur and a robotics expert commissioned a giant $25,000 robot depicting the United States president as a golden toilet. And let's see the golden toilet. We have the golden toilet.
You are fake news.
There he is, Donald Trump on the golden toilet.
No collusion.
Wait.
No collusion.
No, what did he say? And he farted? No collusion?
He said, I'm a very stable genius.
No collusion?
No collusion.
No collusion.
And he's farting.
And he's farting.
Of course, that's hilarious. Of course, the iconic Trump baby was also flying over the crowd. We saw that. And Donald Trump has gotten into a war of words with the mayor of London and the mayor of New York. The president tweeted to Sadiq Khan, who is the mayor of London. He tweeted, Sadiq Khan, who by all accounts has done a terrible job as the mayor of London, has been foolishly nasty to the visiting president of the United States, by far the most important ally of the United Kingdom. He is a stone-cold loser who should focus on crime in London, not me. Trump was dismissive of all the protests. There were thousands and thousands of people who congregated into Trafalgar Square. You couldn't walk through Trafalgar Square. 75,000 people came into Trafalgar Square, including a Trump baby, a robotic Donald Trump on the toilet farting. Okay, and Trump says, "Fake news. There were no protests in London. It's all fake." Speaking alongside Prime Minister Theresa May in London, Trump said, "It was love, great love. I didn't see any protesters until just a little while ago. It was a very, very small group of people, all fake news."
Super small.
Yeah. Now, Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump have also made the news during Trump's visit with creepy picture of them going viral on the internet. Okay, so this is the creepy picture. It looks like the Addams Family, right? So all right, so they're in London.
Right.
And they're peeking out. Can we see that picture again, please?
Staring out Buckingham Palace.
Oh my God, that is very creepy. So at WHT Blinking said, "I see the creepy twins from The Shining have been given a grown-up reboot." At Red Painter said, "The creepy neighbors who homeschool their 17 kids and keep all the curtains drawn and just stare at the at you unloading groceries across the street.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly. It's like they're, and
They're totally
and Clara Jeffrey says the new Omen movie looks lit.
That's terrifying.
So Anna Nicole, who stayed home yesterday,
Yeah.
probably saw that James Holzhauer, who was the second largest winning contestant on Jeopardy, he finally lost yesterday. He was the professional gambler from Las Vegas. He went to a children's bookstore, read every children's book on every subject known to mankind.
Which is genius.
And so he knew a little bit about everything, and then just kept betting big. And he kept winning. And he became the second biggest winner of all time in Jeopardy.
Wow.
And he finally lost yesterday. And in the end, he ran into a woman willing to be as bold as he was. And he was up against a woman by the name of Emma Bocher.
Yeah.
Did I pronounce her name
Yes,
right?
Queen, yeah.
And they I'm not Queen.
Well, yes, Queen, her.
Oh, her. I thought you meant yes, Queen, me. Like I'm like
yes, Queen with that pronunciation.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were saying. I'm like, first of all, I'm not a queen, and then I didn't require like a big like whoa.
Yes, Queen. Yes, Queen Emma, who just won hundreds of thousands of dollars, Brad.
So okay, Emma Bocher. Yes, Queen. That was like a great pronunciation, everyone. I would love for you to say that every time I answer an immigration question.
Damn. At the end of every call, just yes, yes, Queen.
So in the end, Emma Bocher,
Yeah.
she went into the show's final question with a lead over Holzhauser and bet the farm. And the show's final clue was the line. A great reckoning in a little room in As You Like It is usually taken to refer to this author's premature death. I have no idea what the answer is.
Not one clue.
Not one clue. And the answer was, who is Christopher Marlowe?
I was going to say who is Marlowe.
I've heard of the name Christopher Marlowe, but I
Right.
can't say I read any of his books. All right, so that tells you how well read I am outside of immigration law.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
nothing.
All right. It wasn't a book about immigration? No, I didn't read it.
They weren't.
So Holzhauser had won $2,462,000 through Friday's episode, but he finally lost as Emma bet the farm and beat him by a couple $1,000.
Yeah.
At Sad and Bad. Who is Sad and Bad?
Just a random
Just a
Twitter
random
user.
tweeter said, I will never forgive the internet for spoiling today's Jeopardy episode because apparently the internet got wind. Somebody from Jeopardy leaked it to the internet, and it was going around that he had already lost before the show got aired.
That is truly
So
heartbreaking.
Jeopardy's got to do a little better on
together.
keeping it
There
together.
needs to be one time because it airs in the morning in several marketplaces too. So there needs to be like one. We need to petition for one national Jeopardy time, prime time.
Right, and finally, or maybe this is not finally, but this is one of our final ones.
Right.
Okay, we are not in favor
We're not.
of theft here on Bradshaw Live.
We're not.
We do not condone people doing shoplifting,
No,
going into stores and stealing.
we don't.
But if you would ever do such a thing,
If you do so.
besides knowing a good lawyer,
Right.
make sure you know how to twerk like this lady. All right, a Florida woman. She's our favorite thief of the week.
Favorite? We have one of those?
We have, yes. This is our thief of the week. A Florida woman twerked on camera last month in order to help steal hundreds of dollars worth of clothing from a store in Florida. Pembroke Pines police said two women stole over $377 worth of clothing from Mad Rag on April 26th. But in surveillance video, the first suspect wearing yellow pants and a tube top can be twerking in front of the camera, while the second suspect wearing a black shirt and dark pants manages to steal the clothes. So this woman's twerking. So and I guess she's blocking the other woman who's stealing all the clothes. A page right out of Bradshaw Live, right?
But she's right, it would totally work.
Now I want you to know, we are not in favor of theft in any way, shape, or form, but these twerking thieves have not been apprehended yet. They got away with it so far.
It works!
It works! It works. Made me laugh.
Man, that's hilarious.
All right. Anything else exciting here? Oh, lastly, Navy pilots.
Yes.
Multiple. Have you seen this? Multiple Navy pilots have come out and said that they've encountered UFOs nearly daily for 2 years, and the U.S. Department of Defense is not denying this.
Correct.
In numerous interviews, this was in the failed New York Times.
The terrible New York Times.
The terrible, failed New York Times. If this is not true, I will agree with Trump fake news.
Fake news, right.
All right, but I believe these accounts are true. Navy pilots revealed that they saw UFOs almost daily while training over the East Coast in 2014 and 2015. Pilots reported that the craft's moving at hypersonic speeds, performing acts beyond the physical limits of a human crew, and emitting no visible engine or infrared exhaust plumes. The speeds of 5,000 miles per hour being reported were only sustained for about an hour by an aircraft in the air, and these objects would be flying for 11, 12 hours at a time. One Super Hornet pilot said he almost collided with one of the objects, which he described as a sphere encasing a cube. An official report was filed, and the incident shattered the previous theory by Navy pilots that the objects were part of some sort of extremely classified drone operation. On Wednesday morning with Fox and Friends, former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Intelligence Christopher Mellon said this information doesn't surprise him and outlined the reasons the Navy is concerned about these sightings. He says, "We know the UFOs exist. This is no longer an issue. The issue is why are they here? Where are they coming from? And what is the technology behind these devices that we are observing?" This is why Donald Trump is starting Air Force. Not Air Force, it's Space Force. Pew! Pew! All right, we have video. We need a wall in space to prevent us from the aliens. These are the real aliens. All right, if we got to protect the United States of America, we got to protect from the real aliens coming from space. We need a Space Force and a wall stretching from El Paso to the moon.
To the moon.
Let's see the video.
Oh my gosh, dude. Wow, look at that, man. Look at the fly.
I don't know what I just saw there.
Well, like, you see it
What did I just see? That's not a UFO sighting. That was somebody playing like one of those games on your TV.
Look, it's a Navy pilot radar that locks on to this weird thing, and you can clearly hear the pilots going, "What is that, man? Can we?"
But you don't see anything.
It's a video
What
in
are
the
you
public
seeing?
domain. I feel like.
What do you see there? Nothing. I thought we had a picture of a UFO.
Oh my gosh.
That
There's a
little
UFO.
dot right below where it is.
The dot?
That's the dot.
The dot
It's a
below
dot.
is the UFO?
Because the dot is, the reason it's a UFO is because it was flying at speeds that no known man-made machine can fly for up to 12 hours at a time, and they would see them every day. Had no idea what it was.
So, this Assistant Secretary of Defense, Mellon.
Right.
What a name.
I love that guy.
Mellon.
Christopher Mellon.
Yeah. Hey, Mellon, get over here.
He's got clout. He's got mad clout.
I would love for a person to be named Mellon.
Mellon?
No, Mellon on Bradshaw Live. But we don't have anybody who fits that. We gotta find
like a nickname for someone?
Yeah,
Should be...
yeah. We got in our next hires. One of the requirements is that
you have to be called Mellon.
You have to be called Mellon.
We did just hire an intern. She doesn't have a nickname
No,
yet. But
she's not. But she doesn't look like a melon.
She doesn't. And
we gotta find someone who looks like a melon. I just want to yell, "Hey, melon!"
And we didn't let her know that we would be calling her Mellon before we hired her. So that's true. We should not name her Mellon.
So, Mellon, can we get this guy to work on our show? Because then we don't have to even give him a nickname.
That'd be weird, Brad. A UFO correspondent is weird on our show. That's weird.
So Mellon stated that the major concern with the lack of government response to the issue was twofold. Okay. Number one, there have been near mid-air collisions, so there's a safety issue between the U.S. Air Force and the alien force. Safety issues. We don't want to collide with the alien force.
Right.
And then there's also a vital national security issue, which is a sovereignty issue. the sovereignty of the United States is being violated by aliens.
The sovereignty of our planet.
Right.
Whole planet.
Right. He feels that they could be murderers, rapists in that spaceship. They don't know what's in that spaceship.
Build a wall and send them all
Right.
back over it.
That's right.
Or Jeff Bosey solved it. He said the object that they saw was really that woman twerking all the way up in the sky.
I don't know. Any event, we got to get to our immigration questions. Belgium Kim, before I get to my immigration questions, please tell everybody, please share this with their friends and family.
Absolutely. Family, you guys need to share. And it's such a simple ask. On Facebook, share it into people's private inboxes. Make sure to slide up in those DMs and let people know exactly where and when they can watch the show. It's here and it's new. Also, if you're on YouTube, make sure to copy that link and send it as a text message to all of your friends, whether that's in WhatsApp, Textra, regular text message, iMessage, Instagram, Twitter.
What about on Facebook starting a live viewing party?
You can start
If everybody started a live viewing party right now,
Yeah.
if everybody did it,
right now.
you think the twerking thief knows how to twerk?
We know how to share.
We know how to we're going to twerk if everybody does it.
So if we get 118 people right now to start a watch party,
We're going to twerk.
we're gonna twerk.
And we're going to steal something from the studio that nobody will know.
Nobody will know that when
Nobody-
we take this hat.
That's
Brad.
right.
It's full of stuff, but it's okay. Nobody
But
will
you
ever
can,
know.
but you can't start a watch party. You can share this with your friends and family. We want to help as many people as we can. I will be answering all of your immigration questions in the next 35 seconds or so. So like Belgium Kim said on Facebook, please share it to groups, friends, start watch parties. On YouTube, everybody's got WhatsApp. Everybody, even my 83-year-old father has WhatsApp.
Really?
He sends me text messages on WhatsApp. Take a link right now and send it to all your contacts on WhatsApp. Tell everybody to please share this. Please watch this. Please get some information and let everybody know Yo-Yo will be back tomorrow. But right now, whatever you want to tell everybody. But right now, I'm going to be answering your immigration questions. It's something we like to call here, Belgium Kim. What is this called? Getting answers to your immigration questions. How's that?
This is a good name, Brad.
All right. CeCe Mitchell says you got to twerk live, Brad. Yeah, we have 120 watch parties. I'll twerk live.
That's true. That's true.
I have no shame.
No, you don't.
Do you remember when we used to bribe people?
Oh God, not so fondly, but I do.
Yes.
I was about to say fondly,
We
but
had
that's a lie.
the wheel. We had the wheel.
We did.
Right.
We had the hat. We had the drum.
That's right.
The circ. Yep.
You even brought back something from memory lane last night when you said, "Oh, look, Brad's on Perv Corner."
Perv Corner.
Right. We haven't said Perv Corner in a while, right?
There are so many. Jilly Bean and I were talking about this. There are so many inside jokes to this show that only the real ones who have been watching for years will really get all the little nuances that happen throughout the show.
Like Jeff Bosey, he coined Perv Corner.
He coined Perv Corner.
Right.
We talked about our Shaggy interview
Oh, yeah.
earlier today.
Yeah.
We were like, that was
day. That was great. That was great.
So yeah.
All right, let's get into. You got questions. I got answers. Fumit in Atlanta, Georgia. Fumit.
Hey, hi, Brad.
How are you?
I actually love your show, and this really helps a lot of people like me.
Thank you.
So I have two questions for you, actually.
Yes.
So here you go with my first question. What it is I'm married to a U.S. citizen and filed I-485, 130, 765,
right,
and 131 together. My priority date is January 18th, 2019, and I still haven't heard about EAD. So is this normal?
It's about 6-7 months now, EADs, believe it or not. It's just getting worse and worse and worse.
Okay. Why I asked that question was because I don't have my driver's license and I'm really dependent on my husband right now. So it's just
so you got
mess right
all right. So you filed in January 2019. You did your biometrics, right?
Yeah, I did my biometrics.
So you should, if the processing times are correct, you should be getting your work permit towards the end of June or early July.
Oh, okay. Thanks a lot. That really helped.
All right. So
my second question
hang
was...
in there for that.
Hello?
Yeah, hang in there for that. What is your second question?
My second question was, I came here on my H-1B visa in November 2016, and my visa was expired in October 2018. And I actually overstayed between like October 1st, my visa expired, and 22nd October I got married, and then we filed paperwork.
Okay.
So which has gone into January.
None of
so
that's a problem. None of that's a problem.
I was just. Oh, that's not a problem.
Not a problem at all.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, so
Okay.
both. Well, your only problem is you want to get your work permit, and quite frankly, the government's supposed to issue it in 90 days. They're not. But short of suing them, and you don't want to sue them just to get a work permit in 90 days. In 30 days earlier. Short of doing that, they kind of got you by the gahumbas, and you just got to wait it out. So hopefully you'll get it very shortly.
Oh, okay.
All
Thanks
right?
a lot.
All
Thanks,
right.
Brad.
Okay, you're very welcome. All right. By the way, that was a perfectly asked question.
Perfect.
Okay, he didn't tell me. I had a client come in today,
Mhm.
and he says, "Brad, I watched your show for the first time yesterday. My wife watches your show all the time, and she
Right.
got me to watch the show."
Right.
And he goes, "You were so funny because you were telling people how to ask the question. You were like, yeah, you can't go to the Red. I don't want to know that you went to the Red Lobster. I don't want to know that you exactly. Okay, so." Don't tell me your whole life story. Yeah. Don't give me 12 chapters and 100 pages of everything that happened. He said, she said, we said, they said. Get right to the point.
Yeah.
Like, for example, he could have said, I came on an H-1B.
Right.
I worked for 5 years.
Right.
I met this person.
Right.
We got married. I think that was a he.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
he said his husband. So, I got married in a same-sex marriage, and maybe I'm from India because he sounded like he's Indian.
Right.
Maybe my family would, not approve of this. I'm scared to go back.
Right.
And then the question becomes, when do I get my work permit?
Right.
Just when do I get my work permit is the right way to ask the question.
100%.
Okay, let's
Well
see if Hafiz was listening. All right, what do you think?
I hope so.
Hafiz.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi, how are you, Mr. Brad?
Good,
Mr. Brad, this is Hafiz from New York.
Yes.
I have a quick question. Actually, my case is a little complicated.
Uh-huh.
I have the pending asylum.
Right.
The asylum officer referred me to the court.
Okay.
So my individual hearing is in this year. So by the time I was waiting from my master calendar to individual, I got married my wife.
Great.
She's a citizen. Yes, sir. And we had 2 interviews, because they suspect I am in removal proceedings, so they got our Stokes interview.
Correct. And the reason, just so you know, everybody who's in removal who gets married gets a Stokes, because the presumption is that you got married to avoid deportation. It's not a bona fide marriage. It happens to everybody.
Correct.
So that's the right procedure.
Correct, sir.
Okay.
Sir, like during the interview, I'm not like blaming or complaining. That's their right to, check everything. But the lady was really rude to us.
Right.
And at the end of the interview, she said, you have some differences. And she said like almost 10, 15 questions, but 80% answers were perfectly right.
Right.
My question is, God forbid, if she says no, for example, so my individual hearing is in September. What I heard, because I listen to your shows, all of your shows. So a lot of people like me, you always tell them, if your I-130 is approved, then the judge gonna, adjudicate the 485. Sir, if she says no, then what should I do? Because my individual hearing is on September.
Okay, if she says no and denies you, then you're going to have to move forward with the individual hearing on the asylum. If you're successful on the individual hearing on the asylum, wonderful, you get a green card. If you're not successful, you would have to appeal that, and during the appeal process, I would be filing a new I-130 and proving that my marriage is real.
Right. So after the appeal, obviously the asylum going to go to Board of Immigration and Appeals, right?
The asylum would go on appeal if you're denied to the Board of Immigration Appeals. I would not appeal the denial of a Stokes if that happens, because that goes to the AAU and that takes 3-4 years. I would accept the denial, and I would refile again, if presuming you're in a bona fide marriage, a new I-130.
Okay. So
but the judge, what's going to happen is the judge is not going to delay your asylum case pending a new I-130. He's going to say your I-130 was denied. We're moving ahead with asylum. So you got to hope that you get the new I-130 approved either before the judge makes a decision on your asylum case, or if you're denied on your asylum case and you're on appeal, that I-130 gets approved during the appeal process of your asylum.
Correct. So I have to wait for her decision.
Right. Did you have a lawyer go with you, or you did this on your own?
Yes, unfortunately, I don't want to name her and I don't want to complain about her. Like, she didn't prepare us anything because she was just, but, unfortunately, that's unfortunately my bad decision. But it's fine, whatever happened, that's not in my control yet.
Right.
So, hopefully, sir, after the decision, probably I will definitely come to. Is it possible I can see you personally?
Yeah.
But I have to wait the decision first.
No. Come in now. Don't even wait. And by the way,
okay, sir.
By the way, we do this, gratified marriage. We send Jonathan out onto the street. We send Belgium Kim out onto the street, and we have fun with it. And we kind of make fun with it. But it's a really serious thing. We take people on the street who are in real marriages, and we ask them Stokes questions that we've heard throughout my 25 years of experience. And I would say people in bona fide loving marriages, just walking down the street, American citizens, what do we say, Kim? 9 out of 10 people are failing these interviews.
Almost all of our couples.
Okay. All right. So people who are in bona fide loving marriages, they have to be prepared. And I'm not saying be prepared that you tell them answers, because there's no right answer. The answer is, the answer. There's no right answer in a Stokes interview other than the answers have to match. Okay. What preparing somebody for a Stokes interview is getting people to think about all the different scenarios that are going to be asked and getting everybody on the same page. Because you could prepare somebody till the cows come home. If they're not living together, they're not passing that Stokes interview anyway. So it's not like you're it's not like you're bucking the system or anything. It's just people got to be you got to think ahead of time how to answer these questions and be on the same page. All right, come see me.
Yeah.
All right, hold on one second.
Definitely, sir.
Okay, hold on. Let's go to Mike.
Yes, Queen.
Mike. Let's go to Mike in Richmond, Texas. Mike.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good. What's going on?
Well, I have two questions today. One, my mom came on a visiting visa, but she overstayed, and now her visa is expired. Her passport is expired. Is there any way that she can do any adjustment, or she has to go back?
Are you a citizen?
No, I'm not a citizen.
Okay.
I'm a green card holder.
How long have you had a green card?
Well, it's 2 years now. 2 to 3, going to 3 years now.
Okay. Did you get your green card through marriage to a citizen, or you got your green card some other way?
Through a marriage to a citizen.
Are you still?
You remember I called you like a few days ago, and I told you, my green card is still condition, and my wife and I are no longer together. I just filed for the removal.
I see. Okay. Because I was thinking you can become a citizen. So you're asking me, obviously when you become a citizen, you can file for your mom. If you're asking me what are all the different ways your mom can get a green card, I would need to have a consultation with her. Okay. Obviously, you're 2 years or so away from becoming a citizen, 3 years away, and then you can file for her. So assuming the laws don't change, Trump doesn't change any of these laws, Congress doesn't change any of these laws, in about 3 years, your mom will get a green card if she stays here through your filing. Is there a faster way? I don't know. I would have to have a consultation with her.
Okay. So, and the other question is, I want to file I-130 for, my 7-year-old son. But I want to know, is that mandatory that I do the DNA test?
If you were not married to the mother, you have to prove not only you're the biological father of this child, but that you also have a bona fide father-child relationship. Those are two different things. Now, generally speaking, if your name was put on the birth certificate at the time of the child's birth 12 years ago, generally they do not ask for a blood test. Sometimes they do, it's their discretion, but generally they don't. if your name was put on the child's birth certificate more than a couple of weeks within, 6 months or a year or 2 years after the child was born, then they're going to definitely ask for a blood test. Because any man can come years after the fact and say, I'm the father. Okay? And that's number one. Number two, in addition to proving you're the biological father, you got to prove that you have a relationship with this kid. You send money, you take care of this kid, you're in this kid's life, you have pictures with this child. Maybe the school records show that you're the responsible parent, but you got to be able to show that you have a relationship with this child as well.
Okay, yeah, but there's a thing, bro. For the birth certificate, my name is on the birth certificate as a father, and also
was it put on at the time of the birth?
Yeah. We fixed it because I think 3 years ago, but everything about
One second. Did you just tell me you fixed the birth certificate 3 years ago? Then it was not put on at the time of the birth. It was put on when the kid was 8 or 9 years old. So that's worthless.
No, the child.
So you're going to have to take a blood test then.
No, the child is 6, going on 7, and in my country, it is not like the United States where you have access to all these facilities. That you can when a child is born, you have access to the birth certificate right away.
Mike, I'm telling you what's
Yes,
going to
sir.
happen. Okay, all right. It has nothing to do with whether you have access to facilities or not. You put your name on the kid's birth certificate when the kid was 8. Any man could have done it. Okay, so the government doesn't accept that as proof that you're the father. You're going to take a blood test.
Okay. All right.
That's the answer. All right. Let's go to Matt in Draper, Utah. Matt.
Hello?
Matt, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good.
Good, what's going on?
How are you, Brad? Hello?
Yes, good. I was drinking and listening at the same time. What can I do to help?
Okay. All righty. Quick question. Does a conviction, just an arrest matter?
For what?
Like an arrest when you're applying for citizenship and it's it's actually not within the.
You're applying for. You have a green card?
Yes, I do.
Okay. When did you get your green card?
2015.
2015, and you got it through marriage to a U.S. citizen.
Yes, I did.
Okay. And when was this arrest?
Well, there were two. One was in 2011. The other one was in 2014.
Okay. Both were prior to you getting your green card.
Yeah, both were prior, and I did disclose both the arrest and disposition letter to the immigration officer.
And both were dismissed.
Yeah, both were
Okay.
dismissed.
So you have to prove that you're in when you file your citizenship now, you got to prove that you're in a bona fide marriage with your spouse, which I assume you are.
Yeah.
And that you have
Yes.
3 years good moral character. So if we're in 2019, you're only going back 3 years to 2016. Those arrests don't matter. You still have to bring the dispositions to the interview because they ask as part of the process, bring all your dispositions no matter when it happened. And even though you submitted it before, come and submit it again. But it's not going to prevent you from becoming a citizen. You'll become a citizen.
But what if the immigration officer says, no, this is not good moral character? Can you say that?
The immigration officer could say whatever he wants. That would be against the law, and you would appeal and win.
Oh, so the law says they can't.
The law
if it's marriage based.
The law says it's not a discretionary, decision by the immigration officer. It's a hard and fact rule. You're married to a U.S. citizen. You're in a bona fide marriage with a U.S. citizen. You have to be a lawful permanent resident for 3 years. You have to have good moral character for 3 years. They cannot look beyond the 3-year period for good moral character unless there is an incident within the last 3 years that has a nexus to an incident that happened more than 3 years ago. So unless you have an arrest in the last 3 years, they can't use your arrest they can't use anything outside of the 3-year period as an additional arrest to show bad moral character. You just told me you're only to arrest for 14 and 12 or whatever it was, more than 3 years. You have 3 years good moral character. It's like the wall that Trump is building in Mexico. They can't look past it.
Okay.
All right? So you're
all
good.
right. And if the officer does decide to deny, what do you do?
You appeal it. What you really do is if you're concerned, is you bring an attorney with you to the interview to remind the officer what the law is, so you don't get your rights trampled on.
Okay. Do you guys fly?
Do I guys fly? Yes, we fly all over the United States of America.
Okay.
Where you from?
Okay.
Where you from? Originally.
Tampa.
No, where are you from originally?
Oh, well, I'm from India.
From India. Okay, yeah, we can come down to Tampa, Florida for an interview. It's not a problem. Hold on one second.
I'm in Draper right now, but I'll. Okay. All right.
Okay,
Cool.
hold on
Thank
one
you.
second, Matt. Hold on. All right. I never met a Matt from India. I don't think that's his real name. Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah, I didn't want to go through it with him, but I'm like, Matt from India.
Matt from India.
Andrea from Clearwater, Florida. I've met Andreas before. Andrea, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. What can I do to help?
Okay, so I have two questions real quick. So I was separately with no I-45 and no, and then I received a Category C 31 EAD card. Does that mean that the VAWA is approved?
Yes.
And my other question is, I have a daughter who's a baby who's a U.S. citizen, and if I get like weeks for her and 4C, will that affect me applying for my green card?
No, because as a VAWA recipient, you're entitled to government assistance.
So it's okay for me to get those for her?
Yes.
So can I go ahead and apply and put in my adjustment of status without the approval letter from the VAWA?
No, you should wait for the approval, but it should be coming any day.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
You're welcome. Let's go to Joshua in Houston, Texas. Joshua.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, how are you?
This is Joshua from Houston, Texas.
Yes.
I have a question. So I came to US on F1 visa status.
Right.
And that was in 2016.
Right.
And I'm about to get married to a US citizen. And currently now I'm an OPT right now.
Okay.
So I'm about to get married to a US citizen, but I have a few concerns because she disclosed a few things to me, so I have a few concerns about it. I wanted to get your opinion
What
on
did
that.
she disclose to you? I hope it's...
Okay.
Let's hear. I don't want to say what I hope. I was going to say, I hope it's clean here. What's going on? What did she disclose to you?
Okay, so she told me that when she was in college, she got arrested for trying to steal something from the mall.
Oh. Did she got arrested because she didn't twerk? Did you see the beginning of the show? There was the twerking thief, and they got away with it.
They got away with it.
Right, you got to twerk when you go to steal. I mean, we're not condoning it. But yeah, that's fine. Her arrests, whatever they may be, okay?
Yeah.
As long as she has, no warrant out for arrest or anything at this point. In other words, she showed up to court and whatever her punishment is her punishment. That she's a U.S. citizen, it will have no effect on filing for you unless her conviction is for sexual abuse of a minor.
Oh, okay. So, the second thing is she also said she had been on food stamps like 2 years ago. Is that going to affect our application?
She's off food stamps now?
Yeah, she's off.
Then that's fine.
Now.
No problem.
Okay. My third question is she's also on Medicaid. Okay, so she has a son. The
Medicaid is for the son or for her?
It's for the son.
Then don't worry about it. At this moment, that's fine also because it's for a U.S. citizen's son. It's not for her. So.
Okay, what if it's for her? Would it be a problem?
It is a problem in the sense that they look at the totality of circumstances, and Medicaid is given to people who can't afford to buy their own health insurance, or below the poverty level and don't have health insurance. So they would look at the totality of circumstances. It's very easy for me to say get off Medicaid, but I don't want you to die or be injured or be in pain. So if she's on Medicaid just for something that is some innocuous thing, then yeah, get off it. If it's like a serious thing, then a different situation.
Okay.
All right, but for her son, it's fine.
Okay. So, what will it take to contact you? Like,
what does it take?
How do I contact you?
A telephone. The same number you called right now, and it's scrolling scrolling there. You see? 1-800-529, my finger's following it along. 529-5465. You schedule a consultation with me. Hold on one second, all right? But you can stay on hold. Let's go to Earl. Earl in Brooklyn.
Hello?
Earl.
Yes.
What's up, my man? I don't know why Earl's my man, but I felt like saying it. What's going on?
Well, basically, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
My dad and not my dad, my stepdad and my mother. You petitioned for them a couple of years ago. They came to the country. You know, it went through 1, 2, 3.
Great. I was their
They
lawyer.
came to you
I was the lawyer. I was the lawyer, and it was 1, 2, 3, Kim.
Done and done.
Done and done. Okay, so what's the problem?
The problem is they went back to Jamaica. They've been there for about 8 to 10 years now.
Oh gosh.
They didn't travel, so they're wondering if they can come back without a problem.
No, they abandoned their permanent residence.
They have their green card and their social with them.
Yeah, I know, but they abandoned their permanent residence. If you have a green card and you stay out of the country for 8, 9, 10 years, you abandoned your permanent residence. You're not a permanent resident of the United States. You haven't resided in the United States in a decade. So they take the green card away. You have to be living in the United States at least 6 months every year to be considered permanently living in the United States. Now, they have 3 options on what they can do. If they just want to come visit and don't want to live here, they can go to the U.S. Embassy, turn in their green card, says, I've been out of the country for 10 years, I have a green card, I'd like to go visit. To get a visitor's visa, you have to prove you're not planning on living in the United States of America. What better way to prove you're not going to live in the United States of America is you had the opportunity to legally do it with a green card and you chose not to. So they'll give them a visitor's visa every time, if that's all they want to do. If they want to regain their permanent residence, they can apply at the U.S. Embassy for something called an SB1 visa, which is a visa to return to the United States for somebody who abandoned their permanent residence. And you would have to show that you have enough ties to the United States that you didn't intend to do so, but for some external circumstances that you had no control over. Like, God forbid they were in the hospital for 9, 10 years, God forbid, or something to that effect. Or if you're a U.S. citizen, you could always refile for their green cards again.
I can refile again?
If you choose to.
Okay.
All right, those would be your 3 options.
Thank you. I'll call the office, okay?
Okay, fantastic.
All right, thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, let's go to Jalo in Columbus, Ohio. Jalo.
Hello.
How are you?
Yes. How are you?
What's going on?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a green card holder.
Mm-hmm.
And then my mom filed it for me. She's also a green card holder. She gets her green card through from my brother who is a U.S. citizen.
Right.
My question is, can I file for my husband as a green card holder?
Yes.
He overstays his visitor visa.
You absolutely can and you should. And it'll take about 2 to 2.5 years. And in 2 to 2.5 years, he'll either do a provisional waiver, go home and come back. Or if you're a citizen by that point, he'll adjust the status here. But you absolutely should.
Then can I can only file for I-130 by right now?
Correct.
When can he get his work permit?
He does, as married to a resident, he doesn't. He'll get his green card, and that makes him legal to work. Or if you become a citizen during the process, he can then get a work permit.
Oh, then he has to wait until I adjust his status to get a work permit.
Well, how long have you had a green card?
I have my green card like 2 years.
Okay. So what's going to most likely happen is this. You file an I-130 visa petition.
Yeah.
The I-130 will get approved. It's about a 2-year wait right now, start to finish. Okay. By the time he becomes eligible for a green card based on the filing of your I-130 as a lawful permanent resident, you would have been a resident for about approximately 4 years. You're not going to wait. You're not going to wait another year to file for citizenship, and then another year on top of that to become a citizen, and then another 6 months after that for him to get a work permit. That's an additional 2.5 years. What you would do instead is you would just file a provisional waiver for him at that point. He would go back to his home country, be home for 2 weeks, get his green card, assuming the provisional waiver is approved, and come back. And then he has his green card, and that makes him legal to work. He would never get a work permit through that process. He would just go straight for a green card.
Okay, because I already applied the I-130
Fantastic.
in January.
So then you're doing the right thing.
Oh, I'm waiting for the approval.
Yeah, fantastic. Perfect.
All right, thank you so
You're welcome.
much.
All right. So far today, Belgium Kim, Much better than Friday.
They've been killing it, right?
Killing the questions.
Killing the questions.
Perfectly asked, and I have to say, perfectly answered. Let's go
Staying
to
humble.
So humble. All right. Tomorrow, for Hump Day, maybe we want to serve me some humble pie.
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect.
Have some humble pie for tomorrow.
Ready
right?
for Hump Day.
All right. Ready for Hump Day. Let's go to Misha in Miramar, Florida. Misha.
Yes, hi, Brad.
Hi, Misha.
Calling to ask a question for some form.
Okay.
Put it in a status of adjustment for my mother-in-law who overstayed her visitor visa.
Right.
And I'm just calling to see what form do I need to go ahead and start that process.
You cannot file for a mother-in-law. There is no forms.
No, my husband going to do the filing. He's a citizen,
I understand
so he's going to file for his mom.
Fine. And where is mom right now?
She's here in the U.S.
How'd she come to the United States?
She come on her visitor visa.
How long has she been in the United States?
Oh, how long? She's been here for almost 2 years.
Okay, so you're going to file an adjustment package for her. The husband's going to, your husband. So it's going to be an I-485.
Okay.
An I-130.
Okay.
I-765 work permit.
Okay.
I-131 advance parole.
Okay.
I said I-45, I-130, I-765, I-131, and the I-864 affidavit of support.
Okay, the affidavit of support.
Right.
Okay, and do I send all of these at one time, or there's a process?
All at one time, with a fee of $1,760, which is the Department of Homeland Security fee, and you write out the check to the Department of Homeland Security.
Okay, thank you so much,
right.
Brad, and keep doing the good job.
Thank you very much.
All righty, bye.
Okay. Let's go to Pablo in Tampa, Florida. Pablo.
Brad, how you doing?
How are you?
Good. I'm going to keep my question nice and brief. I know you like getting to the point.
Yes.
So I called a couple of weeks ago. I was the one who had the interview with my wife. My I-130 got approved.
Uh-huh.
My I-130, it got approved.
But no I-45 yet.
And my I-485 didn't. I got an RFE.
Right.
Because they said that they couldn't find my entry. I showed them my... Right. So here's my question.
Uh-huh.
If I get your lawyer magician skills and I hire you, what would you do? Would you file a mandamus, or would you write like a letter to them? Like, what would you do exactly?
What would be? Well, I would take out my magic wand. Okay, and go abracadabra. No. How long has your I-45 been pending?
Since April 12th.
Since April 12th. Well, it's not May, June. You're not at 120 days yet, so that's number one. Now, what evidence do you have that you made a legal entry? You said you have the passport with the entry stamp on it?
Yeah, I have the passport.
With the entry stamp on it, right?
The entry stamp, my picture on it and everything.
Yeah.
I was the one who came with my mom.
Okay, so the first thing we would do is we would review your application, make sure everything is good. We would review this entry stamp, make sure that's good. Make some follow-up letters with immigration, because first I want to confirm that what you're saying to me on a live show, without me having the benefit of looking at any document, is correct. Assuming everything is correct, we would follow up with the immigration officer, maybe write 2 or 3 harassing letters to the immigration officer, the immigration lawyer, immigration officer's supervisor, the supervisor, kind of go right up the chain of command. Okay, gonna harass them for 60 days, 90 days. See if I'll just tell you. You're asking me what my magic is. It's not a magic, but I'm gonna tell you what I do. Okay, we'll harass them for a little bit. Write them letters. Say, hey, what's going on? This person's eligible for a green card. Pablo's waiting, and then at the 120-day mark, from the time that you responded to the RFE, whenever that would be, I guess that would be sometime in August, I think, if I'm doing the math right.
No, it's due July 8th.
July 8th. Okay, so anytime after July 8th, if you have no response, you would file a mandamus.
Okay, but to respond to the RFE, you would just resend the color pictures of my passport.
Right, with whatever legal argument we need to make to prove that you're eligible to adjust. And then if they still ignore us, then we would file a mandamus.
Okay, so it's not up to me to find the entry, even though it's always up to them, right?
No, your burden's on you to find the entry, but you have it, don't you?
Right, I have the I-94, but they just can't find the entry. When
Oh,
they put
well,
it
okay,
in.
all right. So as long as you have the document, you have it. You made a legal entry. Here it is. End of story.
Right. Okay.
All right.
So you would just write them a letter and saying, "Hey,
Yes.
you can't do that."
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
All
And then if
I
that
love
doesn't
you.
work, you can't do this letter, then we'd file a mandamus.
That's why you're the magician.
Thank you. All right.
All right,
Take care. I love that. The magician.
Magician.
Know what I should have done is, I don't know if I have it anymore.
Oh my God.
When I was in Disney World with my kids when I was younger,
Yeah.
and they were younger.
Do you have a little pointy hat?
Yeah, the Mickey Mouse Fantasia hat.
2000 hat?
Yeah, I wish I don't know where that is anymore.
I feel like if
Yes.
you were wearing a Fantasia 2000 hat, it may undercut your legitimacy ever so slightly. That's just because I don't know how much I would, like, from a lawyer, take it, like, wearing the Mickey Mouse hat. Would we?
Julian, bring me the hat of Mickey Mouse. Walks in with the hat.
Walks in. Oh my God, that would be too freaky.
Julian, bring me the hat of Mickey Mouse.
I can.
All right. Let's go to Rich in Woodbridge, Virginia. Rich.
Hey, Brad, how you doing?
What's going on?
Yeah, I'm planning to travel with advance parole to my country, Ghana.
Right.
But 2 months ago, I got pulled over, and, in Virginia, if you go certain limits, they classify as reckless. So I have it on my file, so I have to pay a fine. Would it affect me?
What was the offense? You were driving too fast? What were you doing?
Yeah, speeding.
Speeding. No, because speeding is not a reason to find you inadmissible. When you travel on advanced parole, the inadmissibility laws is what follows, meaning that as long as you have a pending adjustment, you have the advanced parole, and you're otherwise admissible to the United States, they have to let you in. Being a bad driver and speeding, there's nothing in the Immigration Nationality Act that says bad driver, you're not allowed in America. If it was a situation where you had a theft offense or a firearm offense, different story. But driving fast is not an issue.
Okay, so it also will not affect my renewal of my
So,
combo.
No. So what I would advise you is what they say in France: bon voyage, enjoy your trip.
Okay, and the next question.
Oh, we got more. Yes.
My wife filed for me like 5 years ago, and within the 5 years, we've been to 3 interviews, and the last one was 2016. So what would be the next step?
I think the next step is go hire a lawyer who's going to file a mandamus for you. It's ridiculous.
All
right.
okay.
That's what you need to do.
Thank
you
you,
can do
Brett.
it in Virginia. You're talking to a lawyer who can do it, so hold on if you want to get through. 5 years already. That's ridiculous. Hold on.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you,
I don't
Brett.
even want to. I don't even want to go through his history of why. I'll just get frustrated.
That's going to be frustrating. We're going to
Yes.
get a frustrated Brad.
Right, frustrated Brad who wants to like barf in his mouth listening to all of this. Not because that's a little graphic, but it's true. Because you're like, listen, you get so frustrated. You're like, come on, man, I can't believe you're going through all this, and
And not doing it.
not doing anything about it.
But then our viewers jump in and they're like, calm down, Brad. You're going to have a heart attack on the air.
Exactly. You know how many people tell me to calm down during the day?
Many.
Many people
Say many.
all day long. There's probably one other than hi Brad, how are you? The second most thing anyone says to me other than hello. Brad, calm down.
Take a chill pill.
Take a chill. Zen. Zen, Brad. Zen.
Woosah.
Right.
Quick woosah.
All right. Let's go to Sean in Rosemead, California. Sean.
Hi, Brad.
How are you?
Hey, good. Thank you. Thanks for your show. I just recently started watching, and I love your show.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have a question. My question is, I recently won an asylum case, and I have some properties in my home country, and I need to give a power of attorney to my sister.
Right.
But to do this, I have to go to our embassy in Washington to basically do the paperwork.
Right.
Would this be a problem for when I apply for a green card? Because I'm basically going to our home country embassy.
I don't think it would be a problem, unless they're going to give you a problem because you claimed asylum. I don't know what their retribution to you at the embassy would be. I don't know what your claim for asylum was. But you didn't.
So it was a religious asylum.
Yeah, I don't. It has nothing to do with you going to the embassy to give a power of attorney to your sister. Would not cause a problem in you getting a green card. I just don't want you to have a problem walking to the embassy and having any sort of retribution there. That's all. I think now of that guy. Not that anyone's going to kill you in the United States, but I think of that guy, the reporter from Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
who walked in Khashoggi, who walked into the U.S. embassy to the Saudi embassy in Turkey,
right.
and they killed him.
Right.
Not that anything that's going to happen in the United States of America. I mean, but I don't want to.
Yeah, no, I'm not worried. I don't think even our country would even know that I have an asylum.
Fine. So then, so then don't worry about it. Then it has nothing to do with the United States.
Okay. Thank you so much.
It's the going back to your country. You would have a problem because then they're going to say you lied. You said you were scared to go back, and here you are. Hanging out with your sister.
Yes, but I remember when I went to my asylum interview, they asked me have I ever been contacted any government officials when I was in the U.S. When of course I said no at the time, but
now you have to. That's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. All right. Where's my card? Here it is.
There it is.
This month, Belgium Kim.
Yes.
When was the last time I ever did that on the show?
I don't know.
Never.
But I feel like it was.
It was not
too soon.
It was not pleasant.
Too soon.
They were not pleasant sounds.
No, they are not.
I'm never going to do that again.
I think that we should soundboard it.
Yes. All right.
Every time you get annoyed with a caller, it'll just.
I wasn't annoyed with the call. I
know.
I was looking for my card.
looking.
It was all mixed up over here.
But I mean, I'm saying that sound is a mood.
Yeah, all my cards were mixed up, and I have nobody to blame but me for that. But it is Immigrant Heritage Month, Belgium Kim, and we are going to be honoring an immigrant of the United States every day for the month of June.
Right.
While we are doing Immigrant Heritage Month, and today's immigrant of the day, his name is Zainab Sabi. Her name. Yeah, that's definitely a woman. Is Zainab Sabi. Sabi was born in 1969 in Baghdad, Iraq. Her father was the former personal pilot of the Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein. She experienced psychological abuse to her family from Saddam Hussein. Her family managed to get her out through an arranged marriage to an older Iraqi American living in the United States at the age of 23. Zainab founded Women for Women International, a grassroots humanitarian and development organization dedicated to serving women survivors of wars by offering support tools and access of life-changing skills to move from crisis and poverty to stability and economic self-sufficiency. Under her leadership as the organization's CEO, the organization grew from helping 30 women to now more than 478,000 marginalized women in 8 conflict areas. It has distributed more than $120 million in direct aid and loans to 1.7 million family members. In 2015, Sabi launched a groundbreaking talk show with TLC Arabia called The Nida Show, and she dedicated the show, which aired across 22 countries in the Arab world, to the acknowledgement of Arab and Muslim women, their narratives, challenges, and accomplishments.
Wow!
She was recently selected as a jury of the Hilton Humanitarian Prize, the biggest award for humanitarian work around the world.
Girl.
And she, ladies and gentlemen, Zainab Sabi, a female, is our immigrant of the day. And with that, Belgium Kim, we have something we like to call social media check-in.
Our first question is from James on YouTube, who said, is using an asylum EAD a violation of F1 student visa status?
No, but you are no longer on an F1 student visa because you have a pending asylum case.
Nats Brooks said, if you work in another state from where your husband lives and files taxes separately, will this affect the removal conditions of a green card? I'm asking for a friend.
Yes, because you got to prove you live with your spouse and you have an economic relationship with your spouse, so you're already 50% strike against you because you're not living with him.
I got a two-parter here, Brad. My mom filed an I-130 petition on my behalf that had been approved in December of 2014. I'm from Haiti and I came to the U.S. in June of 2018 with an F1 student visa, and I'm still keeping that F1 status. Now my priority date is about to become current under my mom's filing. Does she need to become a U.S. citizen in order for me to file the I-485, or can she still have permanent resident status while I adjust?
Yes. That's a one-parter, Kim.
Yeah, I've got the second part here.
Okay. I was going to say there was only one part there. I waited for the second
I got
part.
you.
The answer is you can adjust. She doesn't have to become a citizen as long as you maintain legal status.
I did, in fact, lie. They just asked the same question in a different way, so it was just one part.
One part.
Honey Eve on Instagram said, I overstayed my ESTA visa when they filled out the I-130. Can I travel to the U.S. while it's pending? I was in the U.S. from August until April on the ESTA, and then my husband and I were advised that it was better for me to file the I-130, and so I left just after filing it.
But if she overstayed by more than 180 days, she has a 3-year bar. If she overstayed by 1 day, she can't use the ESTA anymore. What she should have done is just adjust her status here. So it sounds like she has a 3-year bar, if I'm doing my math right in my head.
Let's see, August to end of April.
That's August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. That's 9 months she overstayed. So she has a 3-year bar. So that was not a smart move. She's 3 years out of the country now without a waiver. She needs a good lawyer.
Don't make decisions that affect your lives without talking to a lawyer.
That's why I have my hat here.
Killing
Makes me barf.
God, they are killing me.
Yes.
Not in this climate, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, J5 Stars says, I was married in Trinidad and I'm a Jamaican citizen. I got a divorce from the Trinidadian and came to Jamaica and got married to an American citizen while I was here. Come to find out, my American wife has put in papers for me. Now, USCIS is saying that the marriage is not valid because I didn't get a divorce declaration. It went straight to my Trinidadian first wife. We got married in July of 2016 and the divorce declaration was issued 2 weeks later in 2016. What can I do? I just want to leave this marriage alone.
Which marriage do you want to leave alone?
The Trinidadian marriage.
He would have to. He's in a bigamist marriage right now.
Well, no, because he's got a divorce decree. He just doesn't have the.
No, how I understood it is that there was he was married in Trinidad.
Right.
And then he got some papers, but it wasn't a final divorce. And then he married his American citizen wife. And then 2 weeks after the marriage to the American citizen wife, the final divorce papers came through.
No.
Okay, I'm misunderstanding the question.
So the final divorce papers of the first divorce came through 2 weeks after they got married. So it was a super quick wedding. They got married, 2 weeks later they got a divorce.
Oh, from the Trinidadian.
From the Trinidadian
Okay,
woman.
fine. So what's the problem?
But that divorce decree only went to the Trinidadian wife. He doesn't have a copy of it. Trinidadian wife has a copy of it.
Okay,
but he doesn't want to talk to her.
Okay, that's fine because then every country in the world has a archive where to get divorces, marriages, birth certificates, divorce decrees.
Right.
For example, I don't know what it is called in Trinidad, but there's some sort of national record center there that you can go and get a copy of it. The Foreign Affairs Manual, which a lawyer would have, or you can look up on the internet, tells you in every country, and it's put out by the State Department, what the U.S. government will accept as a divorce decree, a marriage certificate, a birth certificate, and not only does it describe what it would accept to prove that there's a marriage, what it would accept to prove that there's a birth, what it would accept to prove that there's a divorce, it also tells you where in every country to go get this document. So you don't have to get it from wifey, number one.
Right.
You can go to the government of Trinidad, and we can look in the Foreign Affairs Manual where to go get it.
And so if he shows that divorce decree, then the American government will believe that he is therefore not in a bigamist marriage.
Correct. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oscar Crucis wants to know, my lawyer says my mom does not qualify for 245I, but I think she does.
All right, let me hear.
Okay.
By the way, talking about some humble pie.
Yeah.
I understand 245I more than probably any human being in the world.
That's probably a stone.
I really believe that.
I think you're probably right. You definitely understand it far better than me.
Yes.
So every human being in this room right now, you understand better than.
Okay.
So, lawyer says that it's because mom got married.
Stop. Let me just explain what 245I is.
Yes, do.
So everybody understands.
Do.
So 245I is if you're out of status here in the United States of America, you never had status, you entered without inspection, you overstayed your time. If you had something filed in the system prior to April 30th, 2001, and you were physically present on December 21st, 2000, or if you had anything filed before January 14th, 1998, you can pay a penalty fee and adjust your status here without having to go home and do a provisional waiver or get stuck for 10 years. Now, here's the question.
Here's the question. Lawyer says that mom is no longer eligible because she got married. But in August 1993, my grandfather, a permanent resident at the time, filed for my mom. According to the paperwork we have...
So this is 1993.
1993.
Okay. Dad filed for a daughter. It's actually grandpa filed for
Right.
mom, but it's dad
filed for his
daughter.
Right.
In 1993.
Right.
Okay. And the dad was a permanent resident.
Yep.
Immigration accepted the application.
They accepted it.
But?
It was approved.
Great.
But in January of 1994, it says, but revoked because she got married.
When did she get married?
That we don't know.
If she got married after grandpa, who is dad, filed, then she had an approvable case filed prior to January 14th, 1998.
Yes.
It doesn't, what 245I says is the case doesn't have to be approvable for the history of the case. It has to be approvable on the date immigration receives the application and cashes the filing fee check. So in 1993,
in August of
1993, if she was single, and dad was a permanent resident, and dad filed for her, and ultimately the case got approved, and then at some point in 1994, 1995, or whatever, she gets married, then it was approvable for 2 years.
Right.
245I. Lawyer's wrong. Who asked that question?
Oscar Cruzen.
Oscar's right. Oscar 1.
I think.
Lawyer 0.
I think
right?
so.
Scorecard, please. Oscar 1, Lawyer 0.
Lawyer 0.
Right.
That's super exciting.
Yes.
Oscar, give us a call.
Right, okay.
I love those stories. Tate said, my friend is a green card holder, and while he has been filed for, his girlfriend got pregnant. The baby was born, but not put on the filing. What can he do now to get the child in the U.S., He's in the U.S. for almost 5 years now.
So he's a resident, a citizen?
He's a resident.
And the baby was born when?
It says he's been in the U.S. for 5 years, but I don't think that's when the baby was born.
When was the baby born?
We don't know.
I guess it's a baby. Other than that, it would be a child now.
Right.
Okay, so I'd assume after he came here as a green card holder, there was a baby born in another country.
Right, correct.
He's got to file an I-130 for that child.
No, the baby was born in the U.S.
So the baby's a U.S. citizen. So what's the problem?
It was not put on his filing. No, the baby's definitely not in the U.S. You're right. File an I-130.
File an I-130.
You're right.
Or, I think really the question becomes is, he got a visa petition.
Right.
He filed and got his green card. He never acknowledged he had a child. And now he wants to bring that child here. So if that's the case, he would need a consultation because we want to make sure there was no misrepresentation.
I think... Rereading this, I think you're right. I think after the filing, she got pregnant and gave birth.
Right.
And since, he has not mentioned baby.
I think he needs a consultation to make sure that he doesn't misrepresent himself moving forward. So we got to figure out what exactly happened. So scorecard, Belgium Kim 1, figuring out Oscar's question. Brad 1, figuring out whoever this person's question is. All right. 1-1. Oscar 1, Kim 1, Brad 1. Other lawyer 0.
Points for
everybody.
Completely arbitrary. Meaning nothing points.
Wait, what is that? What is that show when they? What's my line? Whose line is it anyway? They just give points for no reason.
1,000 points.
1,000 points. There's no reason for it.
Judy N says, if my U.S. citizen spouse decides he's not going to the adjustment of status interview, what are my options? My interview's in 2 weeks.
Get divorced, file an abuse case, bring flowers to your ex, and make up and let her get back and living with you.
Oh my God, Judy
Those
Ann,
are your options.
you got big decision to make.
Big decision to make.
Mike Easy in Yamuke says, my friend was arrested in September of 2018. He came in with an F1 visa and got married to a U.S. citizen, but then his wife broke up. broke up with him, can he still get bond? When I try to bail him out, it says it's $10,000, but I don't have that kind of money, so how can I get him out?
If you got set bond for $10,000, that was set by who?
It says that he was arrested in September of 2018, and sounds like he's been in jail since.
Who gave him this bond? Is this a criminal judge? Is this an immigration judge? Is this an immigration officer?
That we do not know.
Okay, I need to know more information, how to get him out.
It does say that he's applied for asylum, but they have not said anything while but that makes...
I would need to know. I would need to know more.
Char says, do I need to have a visa to travel to Canada? I'm a resident here.
I would believe so, yes.
I believe so.
I believe so, yes. All right, and that's what we have for this round.
Yeah.
We're going to come back and we're going to do a big speed round, Belgium, Kim.
A big one.
A big one.
I like it.
Like huge.
Huge.
Like huge.
You never see one so big.
Right. But I just want you to know, a couple weeks ago, I went up to Harlem on 125th Street. My former client, Dale Cole.
Yeah.
Okay, he came here with nothing. Okay, I got him his green card eventually. And he opened up this awesome restaurant on 125th Street in Harlem, serving the most awesome Jamaican food. It's called Daps Eats. And he just got his green card, and he said as soon as he got his green card, he opened up this restaurant. The place was buzzing. There was people down the street. And I want you to know something. It's good when you get somebody their green card, because you walk in, they treat you like you're the king. He brought out food that was like unbelievable. Okay, the food kept coming and coming and coming.
I wasn't even there and I tasted the food,
Yeah,
Brad.
right? I brought it all back. I said, I can't eat all this. I can't eat all this.
There was a piece.
All right, let's watch. It's amazing. Hey, Brad Squad. I got out of the office to visit one of my clients, Dale Cole, who got his green card from Jamaica, and now he opened up a restaurant, Daps Eats, right here on 125th Street in Harlem. Let's go meet Dale. So I'm here with Dale Cole, the owner of Daps Eats. He was my former client at Spar and Bernstein. I've known this guy now for what, 12, 14 years maybe?
Yeah, 14, 15.
15 years?
Yes.
Tell us quickly your immigration story.
You know, growing up, you always seek for a better way out, and whichever way you get here, that's how we get here, you know. It wasn't that easy. So you have to learn on your own. I would say it's like a testimony, you know.
Right, so what'd you do? So you got here, and you look for a job?
Yes, I looked for a job. It was kind of difficult knowing my situation.
Did you know what you wanted to do? Did you know you wanted to ultimately open up a restaurant?
Actually, no, I didn't. How this really comes about, I cooked and people sort of liked it because I used to watch mom, grandma, the way they cook.
Right.
So that's how I started cooking.
Well, you know, it's very funny. I used to watch Grandpa and how he dealt with clients, and I kind of followed along with it.
Okay, see?
Yeah, so it's the same thing.
Yeah, same thing,
right.
Same thing.
Go home, you get your green card, come back, and now you're a business owner.
Yes,
I mean, you're the American dream. I wish Donald Trump could see this.
I know, because I'm going to introduce you to Lorraine, and Lorraine, she was born here.
Right.
So we're not only doing it for Caribbean or people in other countries.
You were born here in America, right? Wasn't for him getting a green card, you'd have no job. So you got a job at a restaurant where? Here in the city?
Yeah, I was working in Brooklyn. Actually, I was doing the grill in the back. Grill is one of my specialties. I love jerk chicken. I like to play with the charcoal, the wood fire. And the owner had a situation. He could not come in. And I was left there blank. So I said, you know what? Now is the chance to prove myself. It was quite busy, as you see, like in here. And he wanted to know what happened, what took place, and so forth. I said, hey, I just cooked.
He said, what took place? Look at this cash register. I made you money.
Exactly.
The place is still here, right?
It's still here.
Right.
Still here.
When did you get the idea to open this place?
I had an idea a long time ago, but making it come together, it was difficult. I found a place on Lenox Avenue, which is very popular. And I had a friend of mine, his name is Paul. He said, Dale, I like it, I know you like it, so let's go for it. However, it come about, I have to go back home to pick up my paper, so I will lose it.
This was after you got your green card?
This was after, so I said, you know what, this is the time. So when I came, I saw it, the place was total wreck.
So you did this whole place
The
from
whole
scratch.
thing.
And when did you open now? How long
We
did you
opened on the February 4th, just to cook, do like a pre, and then the grand open was February the 8th.
How'd you come up with Daps?
My name is Dale.
Right.
And Paul. So we were thinking about what name to come about.
Right.
You know? So it's a Dale and Paul. So write it down and say, hey, whoa, Daps. Why don't we call it Daps, D-A-P-S?
Is this a Jamaican restaurant
This
or is this
is
Caribbean?
This is an authentic Jamaican restaurant.
Okay. So what ingredients do you always find in Jamaican
Scotch
food?
bonnet pepper.
Always
If you
in
don't have the
everything.
Scotch bonnet pepper, there's no flavor to
right,
it. It's a pimento
You're
seed.
cooking something else, but you're not cooking Jamaican
Yeah,
food.
you're not cooking Jamaican
Right.
food. So you have to have the Scotch bonnet pepper.
Right.
If you put it in the rice, don't cut it. Just give it the flavor.
Right.
You know, we're known for jerk chicken.
Right.
That's one of my specialties. I teach them to cook, to season it, but I have to monitor it.
What makes it like, you know, really good jerk chicken? Like what should the taste be that you say this is better?
The flavor.
Yeah.
It comes with a little spice, but if the spice is choking you,
then it's too much.
It's too much.
Right.
I had a lady came in last night. She came in, she said, I do not like spices, but I smell the food here and it's awesome, I want to try it. And what is that burnt stuff? I said, it's jerk chicken, it's just the color. She said, may I try it? I've heard about it.
Right.
So I said, yes, but it's a bit spicy and you don't like spice. And she started to eat it.
And?
She never stopped.
Really?
She said it's spicy, but there's a flavor behind it.
That's right.
And that's what it is. There's a flavor behind it.
I don't like to eat spicy food where my mouth is burning.
No.
And what I'm experiencing is more than anything else
No.
is my mouth is burning.
No,
Right.
not here. The
Right.
jerk sauce, we make a jerk sauce which is in-house. We're known for the jerk sauce. A guy came in and said, you know what? Those other stores sell their sauce for extra price. We just love your jerk sauce. Why don't you just sell it to us?
That's not a bad idea.
That's not a bad idea.
Cool,
you know?
we gotta do business.
We gotta
We're selling jars of
Yeah,
jerk sauce, right?
so you know we're known for jerk chicken and mac and cheese,
Right.
which is our crossover in macaroni in American and other island. Mac and cheese is different. They just love it.
Right.
They just love it, and that's one of my specialty I put into play too with the mac and cheese, which I learned from my wife. But I give you a little story. I hope she don't kill me after this. She taught me how to make macaroni and cheese.
Right.
But then one day she went home and the kids need macaroni and cheese.
Right.
And I make it and they said, Dad, we like your one better. I said, oh man, please don't say it when mom comes.
What did you do different?
I just add a little different spice to it, which
You
is
made it a
simple.
little more Jamaican flavor.
Yes, but
Right.
but light, so
Right.
to speak. I put a little Jamaican flavor, but
Right.
make it light.
Right.
So it's there, but it's not really there, you know? A little garlic, a little black pepper, never go wrong, but don't put too much.
You know what? Let's go behind the kitchen. You show
Sure.
me why don't we do that?
Yes, let's go behind the kitchen, come on.
So what do we have here?
Okay, we have jerk chickens. This is what we're known for.
And
We
what-
have
what's in
stewed
this?
chicken. Behind that, we have oxtail. We
Right.
have curry goat.
Right.
We have curry chicken.
Wow.
We have fried chicken. This is not an ordinary fried chicken. Once you're in Holland, there's a restaurant called Sylvia's.
Sylvia's, that's
She's-
famous.
She's
right.
famous. She's over here for
right.
100 years.
Right, right.
I've had customers come in and say, you guys are into some trouble. It's crispy, the way it tastes, and they say, oh wow. This is the sticky wings. It's sort of like the fried chicken, but it's sauteed in a sauce. Certain islands use vodka, we use rum, but a light rum. Fried rice, we have the teriyaki stew.
Now, Dale, I have to tell you something. Every day on my show, I tell people about my diet, and every
Yes.
day I have an excuse why I'm off my diet. But now they see it's a real excuse. Every day they have me, how can I diet with this?
Oh
right?
man, and we have the shrimp linguine, we have the ackee, we have the mac and cheese. One with the crispy and one with not the crispy egg. That one is sold out.
Wow.
We have dumpling and festival. This is sort of like breakfast, but the customer asks for it so much, we have to leave it that it goes through the day. And we have kalaloo, and that's provision, like yam. That's where Usain Bolt eats a lot. They talk and banana and boiled
Is that
dumpling.
what makes him fast?
I guess that's what they're saying,
right.
but he loves it. This is like rice warmer. We don't cook rice in there. Okay, you have to flavor the rice and meat.
Right. It's amazing.
And we have cheesecake, and this is our patty machine. Patty baked fresh during the day. So whatever he bakes this morning is out already.
It's already done.
Yes.
What time you open in the morning?
We usually open at 10, no, we open at 7. We get here like 5 o'clock, sometimes 5:30 because we prep overnight. And we close around 9. I'm going to introduce you to my head chef. He helps me out to help me to go buy stuff, promote, and do other stuff. This is Chiquan. Chiquan, that's my
Chiquan, how are
son.
you?
And this is Ricardo.
How's doing business in New York? Do they make it easy to open up a restaurant?
No, it's kind of a tough way because all the permits, the workers
Right, the
come.
health department has to
health
come.
department, everything is intact.
Right.
However, for me, this building, it takes me a while because, as I said, the neighborhood was run down. No one was quite interested in what was going on. I did my research. I heard that it was drug infested. A lot of people taught me out of it, but I know what I wanted.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I believe it could be a change.
Right.
So right here, This is where all the miracle take place.
Ah, Bradshaw Live.
Yeah, we have a cup here.
Yes.
This is my teacup, and I come here and I say, hey, where's my cup? As you were saying, we have fridge, we have a low boy, we have our prep station, and this boy here.
What does this do?
This is amazing.
This looks like a monster. This is the neat dough.
Yes.
Everything is from scratch.
Yes, it was difficult. And we said, you know what, we need something.
This is the big boy.
This is the big
That's
boy.
the big boy, yes.
So this is where the cheesecake, the
Wow.
rum cake, the bun, the Easter bun.
Amazing.
This is where everything comes about. Yeah, this is our supply. As you see, we're fresh, we're young.
And you go buy new fresh supplies every day.
Every day. And it's brand new. We take our time and do what we have to do while waiting for permits, while waiting for gas authorization, while waiting for all this stuff. We cut the back, put a little deck.
Everything is spotless. You can tell a good restaurant when you go into the back of the kitchen and you can see how clean everything is.
And that's one of my mottos. I said to the guys, if something falls, get it up.
And I have to say one other thing. It's very rare you walk into a business, everybody's smiling. Everybody's happy. Everybody is happy to be working here. Yes. All right, let's go taste something. I'm hungry. Yeah. All right, so I have the jerk chicken here. I'm gonna take some plantains. Oh my God, you have shrimp and pasta?
Yes.
You have a wheelbarrow to roll me out of here when I'm done? Oh, there's 2 different types of shrimp you got.
Yes, there's 2 different shops.
Wow, to take one of these.
Yes.
You're gonna give me some rice over here. Wow. Look at this plate. I know everybody's jealous, right? All right, so I'm gonna start with the reggae. Reggae. Oh my God.
When you come here, when you eat something here and you're from the islands, it should take you back to that island. That's our motto.
Plantains are good too. Now I'm gonna go for the real taste test, which is the jerk chicken. Now you're saying what's good about this is you feel the kick, but you don't feel the spice burning your mouth, right?
Yes, it's there. And there's a sauce.
I'm gonna pour it right over it. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Amazing. Thank
you. Oh my God. I gotta say, this jerk chicken would go up against any jerk chicken I've ever eaten in my life. Now, I don't want to say I've eaten every jerk chicken from all over, but I have eaten my fair share of jerk chicken.
Yes.
This is really, really good.
Yes. I have a customer came in and tasted jerk chicken, and she said, are you guys related to Scotty? I'm like, who's Scotty? He said, it's a famous jerk spot where they go. I said, I don't know the person you're talking about, but I do appreciate you complimenting me and placing me with someone that is famous. And the thing with our jerk sauce is one of our signature. People from all over comes and say, you know what? We just love that sauce. The sauce is with the jerk chicken. They will have the sauce and rice and beans.
The rice is really good too.
Yes.
Now I don't even know where to go from here. The rice is good. The reggae chicken's good.
And you haven't tried the oxtail or the curry goat?
There's not enough room on my plate. I'm gonna get to it. Don't worry.
And what we do here, we try to minimize what they call powdered season. What we do, we mostly use fresh herbs.
Right. So everything is fresh here.
Yes.
You're not using any
fresh herbs. Some of the powdered season we would give a flavor like garlic, even though we have fresh garlic. We would use some all-purpose, which is we're trying to make an all-purpose season. Like which one we taste, which one is better. I would try to create that all-purpose season.
This is really good. What is inside of this?
Okay, it's a dough, and it's like flour with a cornmeal base.
Right.
And a little bit of cane sugar, brown sugar, not white sugar.
It's really good.
But not too much. And it tastes better even with gravy. Like you could just have that with just a thing of gravy. And that's it is. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I want to retire as a lawyer and be a food critic. And just come here. Because I'd give you 10 stars.
You're my lawyer. I mean,
this is amazing.
You're not just my immigration law. For anything, whatever case it may be, I go to Spar and Bernstein. He's been a support, he's been a family. He keeps you in tune with up to date. He doesn't give you something that he's not sure of.
Now, this is the famous macaroni and cheese.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Dale, I have not tasted your wife's macaroni and cheese, but I don't know how you can get better macaroni and cheese than this.
I did the green room for Comic Con. I bring the festival, I bring the mac and cheese, and everyone was like, you know what? I'm not on diet today. I tasted the macaroni and cheese. It was finished. It was 2 platters, and they had a ball.
It's all done.
Yes.
Wow. I don't know what to say, guys. I will never lose weight, but I'm having the best time. Dale is amazing. The food is amazing here. Daps is amazing. I am telling you, come down to 125th Street. We're between Madison and Park. This food is out of this world. They're open at 7 a.m. And if you can't come down to 125th Street, then you can call them on Uber Eats. If you're visiting New York, come visit here. It's really that good. It's worth the trip, I promise you. This is great.
Thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations to you from being a 16-year-old kid with basically came here by yourself with nothing in your pocket to now having a green card, a family, children, your own restaurant that hopefully, ultimately, you're going to franchise out, and you're going to even be selling your special sauce in every supermarket around the country.
Most of all, thanks to you for making it happen. It was with your help which brought me to this far, and I really appreciate it. And we're looking forward to great and many more things with you, Brad.
If there is a lesson to be learned, because it took you 15 years to get your green card, or 18 years.
Yes.
It was about 15, 18 years.
About 15, 18, yeah.
Yeah, to get your green card. If there's anything to learn from this, it's perseverance.
Perseverance.
And congratulations to you. Amazing.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Dale's great. I knew him for a long time. And
Wow.
he couldn't adjust his status, although he's married. And then eventually when Obama made the provisional waivers, he was able to get his green card. And he always came back to me and he said, I'm not going to any other lawyer. I'm just waiting for the law to change. I know you told me to be patient, Brad. And I would meet him every year. And he would always tell me about his dream to open up a restaurant. And I kept telling him, yes, it's going to happen one day. It's going to happen one day. And he got his green card. And, you move on with your life. And then Jill told me, by the way, Dale Cole, your client, he opened up. I go, he's been telling me about this restaurant forever. I can't believe he actually did it.
Yeah.
So he had that dream for a very long time. So when I say perseverance, I mean, that is the definition.
Whoa.
And eventually, what I also have always said in my entire life, I don't say it as much on this show, but I used to say it always on my radio show.
Yeah.
People who do get, people who do nothing get nothing. You have to go and do something. And what I mean by do something, I don't mean go crazy, jump out a window, file something. Figure out a way to get in the system. Figure out a way to move forward on the immigration process, even if it's going to take a long time, or even if you don't know how it's going to resolve itself. Because sitting on your hands and saying, I'm not going to do anything, you're still at the starting line.
Yep.
You never left the starting line. You have to run the race. So this man ran the race, and it took him 15 years. He stuck it out, and look at him.
And that is why we do what we do.
All right, so with that, and by the way, the food was amazing.
Oh my God.
Food was amazing.
I still dream about the rum cake, y'all.
Yes.
I still dream about that jerk chicken, and I dream about the rum
The macaroni and chease was out of this world.
Really? You're still dreaming?
Yeah. I don't think I brought the macaroni and cheese back. I think I ate it all. But we got to do something, Belgium Kim, that we've never, ever done before.
Do we have
We have so many questions.
So many.
We have 50 social media questions we have not answered.
Correct.
Okay. We're going to put in our speed round 12 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, we are.
We don't have a graphic for speed round. Oh, we do have a graphic for speed round. It's our speed round. I'm getting in the race car, Belgium Kim. Quote Guinness Book of World Records. Nobody in the world has ever, I guarantee you, Belgium Kim, this is going to be the first time that anybody has ever seen this feat ever done. Nobody, Belgium Kim, has ever tried to accomplish what I'm going to accomplish now, which is to answer 50 immigration questions correctly in under 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Magic 8 Ball!
God.
Will I be able to do this? Let's see what he says. Most likely. Magic 8 Ball says most likely I will be able to do it.
I appreciate the cautious
Yes.
optimism.
It is not going to be 15 minutes, First Lady Hewitt. It is going to be 12 minutes.
12 minutes.
12. Okay. Now, Belgium Cam, a couple of rules.
Yeah.
Okay. We need complete silence in the control room.
That's 100% a fact.
Okay.
Yeah.
There should be nobody talking to me in my ear.
Don't talk to me.
Complete silence in the studio audience. There is no studio audience.
Those kinds of sounds need to be calmed
we
down.
need Space Force to land their ships and put their guns away. And finally, Belgium Kim.
Yeah.
I don't need any lip service back from you. Okay? I don't need any. Okay? I don't need any lip service back. I don't need any commentary, additional questions. All right? Thoughts on the question. We only have 12 minutes to answer 50 questions.
I wish I could act offended, Brad, but that's very me. That's very on brand.
All right. Are you able to do it, Belgium Kim?
You know, we're about to find out.
We're going to find out.
We're about to find
By
out.
the way, let me wipe the sweat off my brow.
I took a lap before we did
My
this.
brow.
Yeah.
This is not my brow. That's my mustache. This is my
whole
brow.
mouth.
What's what?
That's your brow.
That's my brow.
Yeah. Like
okay,
this
ready?
Is your eyebrow. Right.
Julian, 12 minutes on the TriCaster clock. We got it. Press go on Kim's first word. You ready? Go. 50 questions.
Sexy Shan says, my question to you is, after receiving your prima facie, how long after you get a work permit?
It's 6 months from the time you file the adjustment, so it's not based on prima facie.
GT says, it's been over 6 months since I filed an employment-based 485 and 765 to the NBC. How long would it take to receive an EAD now?
It's another 2 months. It's the NVC. NBC is a network.
Zachary says, I filed joint with my spouse. Do I have to mention both income on the I-864A as joint sponsor or just his income?
His income.
Mary says, a friend used asylum EAD to work while being an F1 student. He still has a valid I-20. Did he lose F1 status by using the asylum EAD? And is he eligible for employment-based adjustment of status?
He lost his F1 status when he applied for asylum. It had nothing to do with the EAD.
Richmond says, this is my third time in America and I came to visit my girlfriend on a visitor's visa. I waited 3 months before we got married last month. My visa status will expire on August 1st. So if I wait until it expires before I file for the green card, is that going to affect me?
As long as you got married after 90 days, it will not affect you. That's 5 in a minute. Keep going.
MS says, I live in Barbados. My priority date becomes current in December. I got an email yesterday to pay the fees and we did today and we'll submit the affidavit and the documents within a week. Is it usual to pay the fees and submit the affidavit so far away from the priority date? And does this mean it might become current
sooner than expected, yes.
Ashley says, can the house me and my U.S. spouse currently living in be used as an asset? He owns the house. He doesn't make enough income and we can't find a co-sponsor.
It can be used as an asset, but you got to be able to prove the value of the house less the mortgage owed. And it's based on tax records of what the tax assessment of the house is. You get 20% of the value of the house less the mortgage owed.
Ruth Ann says, if I'm getting married to my citizen husband and my 2 kids under 16s are coming for the wedding, can I submit all adjustment of statuses together or should I let them go back home and send it through the Jamaican consulate?
You can file an adjustment, but it has to be 90 days after the kids arrive.
Dave says, my B1, B2 visa was canceled at the U.S. point of entry because I was deemed to be employed illegally and was sent back home to Guyana. I was told by CBP that I would need a waiver and a work permit. Please explain, and how soon can I apply?
You don't get a waiver and a work permit. You need a waiver, and you need a family member, which is a wife or a parent, to file the waiver for you based on hardship.
Gabriel Exantu said, does my mom need to become a U.S. citizen in order for me to file the I-45 adjustment of status, or can she still be a permanent resident?
Still be a permanent resident. I think we answered that question.
And we answered that one. Ministre des Trois Anges says, does my mom need to become a U.S. citizen in order for me to file the I-485 adjustment of status?
No. Monsieur.
D says, I heard that USCIS is currently processing paperwork for spouses of U.S. citizens who filed before or on May of 2017. Is that true?
You want me to look at the visa bulletin?
I believe that's what we're asking.
Ask the next question. I'll get back to that answer.
Sammy says, I recently received prima facie, but it's only valid for a year. What is the next process? I haven't received my work permit because I forgot to do the affidavit. However, I sent in the 765 and the 485. Could I still get a work permit, and how?
You will get the work permit based on a pending I-485, and it takes about 6 months from the time you file the I-485. They are up to May 15th, 2017 right now.
Ooh, so it's happening soon,
yes.
D-Bean. Okunu said it's been over 5 months after my interview and I haven't gotten a response. Is that a cause for alarm?
If it's more than 120 days, they're violating your rights. Whether it's cause for alarm or not, I don't know, but you may want to hire a lawyer soon.
Burno says, is it still possible to apply for TPS for Haitians?
Yes.
Burno, we've got Richard who said, my N400 recently showed up 4 months.
You can renew TPS for Haitians. You can't apply for a new one now if you didn't do it.
My N400 recently showed up 4 months to completion, but when I checked last week, it was increased to 9 months to completion. Why did that happen?
What was 9 months?
N400.
Because they're backlogged. But if citizenship's over a year, you should be filing a mandamus.
Sorry, we've got a computer. GT says it's been over 6 months and I haven't heard anything about my work permit for an adjustment of status and an I-765.
Either you screwed it up or you're going to be hearing within the next week or two.
Emmett Bott says, I came in 2012 on a K-1 visa. My fiance is a citizen. After coming, we did not get married after 90 days. I'm now pregnant. He came home. Oh, I got pregnant at that time. He went home. Now we have a 5-year-old son and we never finished the paperwork. What can I do?
Did he marry? If you got married, then you can file an I-130 and a provisional waiver and go home and come back.
They did not get married.
Then she needs to find a new way to get a green card.
Asset says, can a spouse file for abandonment to get a green card?
No, but you can file for an abuse.
Vanny Boo says, while waiting on my boyfriend's citizenship, can we go ahead and get married?
Yes.
B-Bow said, my U.S. citizen wife is unsure of whether to petition for my 16-year-old daughter as well. Would she face consequences?
No.
Beatrice said, I'm a U.S. citizen and I filed an I-130 for my husband last month. When am I going to receive notice from the USCIS?
You should get it momentarily. It should take a couple weeks from the time they receive your application.
Winnie says, my U.S. citizen spouse wants to file for me and my 2 kids, but one is here with me and the other is in West Africa. Can he file for them at the same time with us here? And how will my kid do his biometric in West Africa?
He won't do a biometric in West Africa. It's a different process. You do an adjustment for you here, adjustment for your kid here, and a separate I-130 for the kid back home in Africa.
Jerome says, can you apply for an advanced parole with a pending I-130?
No, it has to be a pending adjustment.
Ava says, I did my biometric in October of 2018 and got an email on my phone that as of March of 2019, my case is ready for an interview. What does that mean? I haven't even received my work permit yet.
It just means that your application was accepted and it was properly done, and you'll get an interview anytime between tomorrow and the next 2 years.
Talisha says, I have a friend who's married and is living in America on a visitor's visa out of status. Can her husband file a petition for her even though she's out of status, and will that affect the process?
Her husband certainly can file for her.
Aro said, how long does it take to receive your green card after the interview?
If you passed, 4 to 8 weeks.
Thomas says, my friend married a U.S. citizen and he loves her and is doing everything to take care of her. They've been in the U.S. for 4 years and currently he's got his 2-year green card. She's always been insecure because she can't conceive. She brought her anger from a previous relationship and now my friend is the one being abused. They've got a lot in common except kids and a house. Can he still get his 10-year green? She thinks that he wants to use her for a green card, and so she is leaving to marry someone in Africa. Could he still get her his 10-year green card without her?
Yes, he can get divorced and prove it was a bona fide marriage.
Suzia says, I'm on an H-2B program and my 34-year-old, I'm 34 and my dad filed for me in 2016. He got a letter for DNA 2 weeks ago, which we already did without needing the approval. So so are we going to get the approval now that we sent it in, and after that, what's next?
Well, hopefully you'll get the approval unless they ask for additional documentation besides DNA, and then you got to wait another 2 or 3 years, or only in 2012.
Cayenne said, if I filed for asylum since 3 months, I didn't receive the receipt number yet. What should I do?
Follow up with immigration. You should have received something that they accepted your application.
Sean said, my agency filed an EB2 nurse visa and came in as a B2 visa petition on February 4th of this year. My I-140 got an RFE. When will I get my combo card? And will I get the work permit while the I-140 is on an RFE?
Yes, you will get both.
Ben said, are you aware of the family F2A category that will become current July 1st? Is that true?
I don't know if it'll be true or not. I never heard that yet, but it's possible. Let me see what it says on the bottom of the visa bulletin.
Absolutely.
Keep going to the next one.
Aro says, my fingerprint was taken after the interview, and they also took a picture. Is that a good thing, or is that a cause for concern?
It's a good thing. They're following the process.
Shine says a person went in on their 10-year green card interview last August with his spouse at the interview and was told that they couldn't make a decision but requested more evidence. A week later, the U.S. spouse wrote USCIS and told them that the marriage was a fraud and said that the spouse does not need you anymore. Now that U.S. spouse is going to file for divorce, should the person send a copy of the divorce to USCIS seeing that the case is still pending? And if so, what's going to happen to the case?
This was a pending adjustment?
Went in for their 10-year green card interview.
Yes, file proof, give the divorce and ask to have it converted to a waiver case.
Cristiano says, my friend is not living with his spouse because he doesn't want to move to Vegas. Therefore, they're not currently living together and he's filing for his 2-year green card. Could he still get it?
Unlikely.
The Weekday says, I received my green card through VAWA. How long does it take after filing an I-824 for my son who lives outside Jamaica to receive to be here in the U.S.?
About 12 months.
Nikki says, I'm going to file for my citizenship but was arrested. However, that case was dropped. Is that going to affect my citizenship?
Well, it always goes to good moral character, an arrest, but one arrest that was dropped should be okay.
Joel says, I've got a motion to reopen coming up. What are the waivers and documents I should present to the judge?
A motion to reopen coming up?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about your case. I don't know what to tell you to do.
Exo Cavella says, I want to look about getting my green card this summer, but next year in April is my 60th birthday. Can I travel while it's in process? My daughter's a U.S. citizen, so she'd be filing.
You can get, as long as you have the advanced parole, the answer is yes.
David says a green card holder can't change the status of a non-green card holder. Is that true, or do you have to be a citizen?
No, you can adjust stat. If your green card holder files for a spouse and that spouse is in the United States legally and the priority date is current, that spouse can file an adjustment. If they're 245I, that spouse can file an adjustment as well.
Is this real?
What's
Really?
real?
Because I just got one question left, Brad.
That's not 50.
I swear to God.
That can't be 50. It was 41.
41? No problem. We got
Okay,
2 minutes left.
Keep going.
Alice says, how long is it going to be taking additional documents processing for an N140 or N14? N400.
N400.
Must be.
N400 citizenship is about 12 to 18 months right now.
Johnny says, Veto says, my work permit's about to expire and my lawyer says I have to pay a renewal fee. I consulted with a lawyer at my college and he says that does not exist. What's true?
What, the work permit?
Yeah. Is there a fee to renew the work
Depends
permit?
on what basis you're filing for a work permit renewal for.
Derry says, I'm waiting for my green card interview in my home country. Many years ago, I took the I-94 slip out of my passport and kept it, discarded the old passport because I got the new one. If asked for the old I-94 during the interview and I give it without the passport, is that going to look suspicious?
No, don't worry about it.
It also does not have an exit date, only an entry. Is
Don't
that
worry
going to be
about
weird?
it,
Okay. Cher said, how long does it take for the I-130 to be approved?
Right now, about 12 months.
Luciano says, is the I-360 reauthorization?
We don't know yet. We'll know towards the end of September.
Hawkmed said, is it true that on arrival to the States, immigration can give a visitor a stamp saying no adjustment of status?
Yes.
And would that prevent adjustment in America?
It doesn't prevent it. The final decision is based on the officer when you file with immigration.
Sorry?
Yeah, you can still file, but it's a strike against you.
Segi says, I have advanced parole for my abusive marriage, which I filed for VAWA cases for the continued I-485. Could I travel with the AP?
Yes, as long as you have a pending case in advance parole, yes.
James says that since I used the asylum EAD and Brad said I violated the F1 rules because I applied for asylum, what are my options for processing an employment-based visa? Can I still do an adjustment of status or consular processing?
Well, you have a pending asylum, you're out of status, so you got to base it on asylum now.
Faith said, my half-sister is a citizen and told me she filed for a petition 3 years ago. Now I met my fiance and I'm about to start a K-1. Will the prior application affect the K-1?
No. How many I got?
I don't know. I felt like we were at that.
Deion Watson is at 40. You thought we were at 50 at 2 minutes.
I will say 49.
Jill says 49 in 12 minutes. But one had 2 questions,
One
Jill
did
said.
have 2 questions. And here's where the counts are messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people ask questions twice, so I have to skip over them.
Carol Anderson, the Tiger, says 49. Guinness doesn't know. They lost track in this Book of World Records. We're going to have to try this world record again.
You want one more just to get
one
the 50?
more, just so at least we're at 50, but we didn't do it in
round.
12 minutes then.
Nihad said, I'm married to a U.S. citizen. Is it a bona fide marriage if we live together, have all economic ties? I entered legally, but they asked me to bring proof of attending a seminar. Could it cause a denial if I don't have proof of attending that seminar?
I don't know what seminar he's talking about.
Why would they want that?
Yeah, I don't know what seminar he's talking about.
Okay.
All right.
That was pretty damn good.
We did close.
I feel like we got
It's a good dry run.
If that had been 50, if the one I originally thought was 50 was 50, we would have gotten it.
If you didn't, in all
That's what I'm
deference,
saying.
right? If you didn't stop
If
and
I
just
had
kept going.
gloated for a second,
Right. If you just
we
had
would've gotten
gone.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Tomorrow's another day.
Tomorrow's another day.
Tomorrow's not another day.
No.
Tomorrow's hump day.
Oh, it's the day.
It's the day.
It's the day.
So make sure you join us all tomorrow for hump day. But before we leave, we have some comments of the day.
We sure do. Our very first comment of the day that went to me fast, sorry family, is from Shantae Mackey, who said, I love you, Brad. I saw you in the office for the first time yesterday, and you were oh so pleasant. There's nothing fake about you.
Oh, very nice.
Look at that.
I was pleasant, and I was in a bad mood yesterday.
You were.
I was crabby yesterday.
Yeah,
imagine when you find me and I'm in a good mood, Shantae. You should come back when I'm in a good mood.
That's true, because sometimes you can always hear by the walk.
Yes.
Is it a stop? Is it a light saunter?
Yes.
You'll always know.
Yeah, because you know when I walk through the social media room, like stop to chat with everybody, I'm in a good mood.
Great mood.
Right, when I just like, and just keep going.
Sometimes there's
stay
a
away.
beeline. Like
Yeah.
yesterday, he almost ran through the production room.
Yeah.
Don't talk to Brad.
All right, but Shantae, you got me on a bad date, and she still liked me.
And you were still oh so pleasant.
Yes, okay.
Asset Lindo
Yeah.
said, Brad and the Squad is my #1 evening time drama, educational, and comedy show. My de-stressor and reliever.
All right, very good.
I'll take
Very
it.
nice.
I
like
like
that.
it.
I like
We're
that.
drama, educational,
Yes.
and comedy. That's actually very true.
Yes.
D. Bean says, you guys are so funny, but I cannot wait to see Brad twerk.
Well, we need 108
watch parties.
Watch parties. And I'll
I'm
twerk.
friends with at least like 30 of
Right.
you and did not get 30 watch party
Right,
invites.
and I will twerk.
So there will
I
be
will
no
go in
twerk.
front of this desk and twerk.
And you will twerk.
I'll twerk my little twerk off.
Feels no.
Yes.
Twerk now, mo.
Yeah.
Anita said, I just want to say thank you so much for all of your help. You guys help like nobody in the USA.
All right, I like
That's
that.
true, I like that. And
Thank
Lisa Bling Rose with the
Yeah.
last comment of the day. She's right. Yo-Yo and Kimmy got to eat all the good food, but good things come to those who wait. Because Uncle Brad is getting the Jamaican food.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Man, I knew you did that on purpose, Brad. I knew you did that on purpose.
All right, everybody. Thank you all for watching. We're sorry we had a late start and a technical difficulty, but all's well because it ended well. We'll see you all tomorrow for Hump Day. Take care. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465.